All right. What's up, everybody? I know people are having problems with YouTube. I was actually having lots of problems with YouTube earlier. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to try and do this. But, if you want to, you can go over to Twitch as well to try Twitch instead. But either way, we're going to try and do this and see what happens. Either way, I'll also be cutting up this show and putting it out on the clips and stuff too. So we will, one way or another, we'll get this show out. They're trying to stop us, bro. They're trying to keep us from being able to do our damn thing. They knew that we had a good show today. We got Ice chasing people and failing because they're fat. We got Ice putting Roddy Road Steamer in the slammer. Yeah. I don't doubt that this is a planned attempt to take us down. We're getting too strong. They're scared of us. We're leaking the messages. We're talking about it. So, if you guys want, you guys can go over to Twitch. I put the Twitch, here, I'll put it in there one more time. That's Twitch if you guys want to go over there. I know Twitch is kind of a pain in the ass because there's a lot of ads on Twitch, even more than YouTube, I think. But it probably actually works better, to be honest. I don't know. If somebody's over on Twitch, tell me whether or not it's working over on Twitch. You guys let me know. All right, well, let's do the damn thing. And I have it recording, so either way. Nina on Twitch for me. Is it working over on Twitch, Nina? Is it working on Twitch? So I know, it's Twitch. All the old people are like, "What is a Twitch? I don't know what a Twitch is." It's video games, but I do stream on Twitch and I stream on Kick as well. I have one viewer every time that I stream over on Kick. It's probably one of you guys that got an extra tab open, but I appreciate you, whoever you are, for doing that. So we've got Twitch and we got Kick. That if the YouTube isn't working, unfortunately, all the videos that we watch generally come off of YouTube. So this could get dicey. Let me just tell you, it took me half an hour, almost 40 minutes to get all the videos to load up properly. So let's hope that this works out. I guess we better just get to it since we're doing it this way. And we're gonna start. We'll start with not YouTube videos, so that way we can definitely get some of this stuff going. I guess I should start by saying hi to everybody. Let's see who's all here, who can make it through the YouTube apocalypse. Alan Hinkle, number one. It was YouTube trying to keep Woke Mike from getting number one. That's what it was. What's up, Alan? What's up, Woke Mike? Number 2 or 3, depending on how you take it. Number 3, that's how you go with it. Skelts, what's going on? Roxanne, what's happening? Tammy, what's going on? The people, what's happening? The people. Let's see. Nightbot doing the work. Nightbot will let you know where to go for Twitch. I should probably also set up one for Kick so you guys can see the Kick as well. Bucket Kid, thank you for being here, Bucket Kid. Yeah, the YouTube error code. I was getting that as well, my friend. I was getting that as well. Pamela, thank you for being here. Yes, it probably is them trying to keep us from being able to communicate. It's time to go full Nepal. You guys saw what Nepal did when they fuck with their social media. Of course, Nina Turner's a pet dragon over there on Twitch. Appreciate you so much for being over there. Jeannie, what's up, Jeannie? Let's see. You can see me now. Tammy over on Twitch says it's working on Twitch, guys. So if YouTube's giving you a hard time, go over to the Twitch. The Nightbot will be posting it in chat over and over and over again for you guys if you guys want to go over to Twitch. So if it took you 20 minutes to get a video to play, yeah. YouTube's being bad today. So we'll see how this goes. If it's like I said, if it's too bad, what I'll do is probably at least cut these videos up and make them into videos, and we'll post them throughout the week. As I do have the 3 channels now. We have this channel, we have the live clips channel, and then we have the funny live clips channel, which is we've been watching some funnier videos, and those kind of videos, unfortunately, people come here to watch politics stuff, and then they get mad that it's not politics, that it's, me joking around and having a good time. They're like, what are you doing? The country's burning, bro! You're supposed to be 24/7 fighting man! You can't be laughing at cat videos! They get really mad. Really mad. So, I made a whole nother channel where my funny videos get posted. And, yeah, so that's that. No video, only chat here. Let's see, I don't have a Twitch account, but you had a lot of freezing. I don't know. Maybe is it not working on Twitch too? It's powered off your phone, it's restarted, seems to be working better. Okay. The only reason I know it's not me is because I can actually see how many frames I drop on my side, and I have a 0 of 42,826 so far. I'm batting 100 right now. I'm batting 100. So here, I'll put this actually in. Here, I'll pin the comment. I'll pin it. Here we go. There we go. And we'll pin the comment here. Pin the comment on the donkey. There you guys go. You can try going over to the Twitch stream. Bucket says having a hard time. Having a hard time over on the Twitch as well. You can see the commercials on the YouTube. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to do the show. We're going to, like I said, we can record it and cut it up and do that kind of stuff. I know YouTube was hard for me. So Twitch is great for Tammy. Bucket. Bucket, you should know how to operate the Twitch. Come on, Bucket. No, I'm definitely not funny to the people. But I do like to watch funny videos and laugh at them. Go try the Twitch, guys. Try the Twitch if you can. Golf Marine, what's up, dude? Let's watch some videos. Let's talk about some things. But let's start by talking about... we're going to start with... We'll get to the young Republicans and all that business. But I wanted to talk a little bit about this from the Epstein stuff right away. Because this is pretty weird, pretty strange. This is a strange one. So we've got mystery visitors plunge Ghislaine Maxwell's Texas prison camp into lockdown as inmates complain of preferential treatment, report says. This is an article from The Independent. And I believe this actually came out a couple days ago. And if you guys remember right, we had our good friend, Orange Buffoon and Clown, Donald J. Trump, talking about Ghislaine Max and her pardon here. So let's watch this first.
The Supreme Court is back and said that they rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction. That means her only chance of getting out of prison is a pardon from you. Is that something you're...
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
I haven't heard the name in so long.
It's in the news 24/7, and I get really mad about people mentioning Epstein, but I really haven't heard that name in so long.
I can say this, that I'd have to take a look at it. I would have to take a look. Did they reject that?
She wanted
I love how dude acts like he doesn't watch Fox News 24/7.
to appeal her conviction.
And what happened?
They said that they were not going to hear her appeal.
I see. Well, I'll take a look at it. I will speak to the DOJ. I wouldn't consider it or not consider it. I don't know anything about it. So,
I wouldn't consider it or not consider it.
but I will speak to the DOJ.
Why would she be a candidate for clemency, sir?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people who have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me
I call him Puff Daddy.
for a pardon.
But she was convicted of child sex trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to take a look at it. I'd have to ask DOJ. I didn't know they rejected it. I didn't know she was even asking for it, frankly.
Yeah, he didn't know that she was even asking for it. That's why his personal lawyer went and sat down and interviewed her and brought her Chick-fil-A for breakfast. That's all real shit, guys. Anyways, Ghislaine Maxwell's unexpected arrival at a cushy Texas prison this August has left other inmates unsettled, with some claiming it seems that she receives preferential treatment. Now, this is a prison in which they give preferential treatment. It's like she's getting preferential treatment above the preferential treatment that these other white-collar criminals are getting in this one. And we've talked about this, how this prison is not a prison. It's a campus. A lot of these inmates are allowed to leave this prison installation to go and work on the college campus. There's literally children that walk around outside of the chain link fence. It's insane. Maxwell's arrival at Bryan Federal Prison Camp, a minimum security facility known for its relatively relaxed environment, has drastically disrupted the daily lives of her fellow inmates. On a weekend in mid-August, not long after arrival, inmates at the prison were forced to stay indoors during their usual outdoor time as Maxwell met with several visitors in the prison camp's chapel. People familiar with the matter told the Wall Street Journal. Who do you think those people were? Do you think it was possibly a really powerful American president that might possibly have not known who she was? Think it was maybe a couple lawyers, maybe somebody that sounds like her name was Spam Blondie. Who do you think these people were? Yeah, I have a couple guesses, guys. Who do you guys think it was that she was meeting with? And mind you, they kept these people inside so they couldn't see who these people were. They didn't want the prisoners outside to see the guests that were showing up. And yes, they were guests that were showing up to meet her. Why do you think that is? That's a real conundrum why they would want to do that. The rival of the 63-year-old former Jeffrey Epstein associate, who was convicted in 2021 of trafficking underage girls for the by then deceased financier, has led to more frequent lockdowns, more armed guards on campus, and other changes at the prison, according to the report. Current and former inmates at the usually docile prison, also the home of Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes and Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Jen Shaw, said it seemed as though Maxwell had been receiving better treatment than other inmates. And like I said, these are people that are already getting good treatment. These are people that are pretty much white-collar crime. I mean, the Real Housewives lady, the Theranos founder. These are people that are not hardened criminals that generally exist in the type of mid-level or maximum security prison that Maxwell came from. And we all know why she's in that prison now. We all know about Trump's lawyer that had went on the or former lawyer, or I'm sorry, it wasn't Trump's. It was Epstein's former lawyer, or Ghislaine Maxwell's former lawyer. Sorry. That went on, what was it, Fox News or CNN, and was like, look, it's just quid pro quo. That's what's happening. It's quid pro quo. There's really no hiding what's going on here. It's obvious. It's pretty fucking obvious. A majority of the inmates held there have committed white-collar crimes and face shorter sentences or have served a larger portion of a longer sentence and are considered a low flight risk. Because of this, the federal prison camp Bryan is known as being relatively low security without any of the towering fences, barbed wire, or high security cells found at stricter facilities. And like they said in that video, her appeal was overturned by the Supreme Court, and I believe now she is still being subpoenaed to testify to Congress. So she's obviously being given the ability to go to this lower security prison where she's not around hardened criminals, where she's probably the nastiest, gnarliest person there. And she's probably going to go in front of Congress and say, Donald Trump's a nice guy. I've never seen Donald Trump do anything wrong. All the things that she said in Todd Blanche's interview. By the way, in that interview as well, just for the MAGA people, she also said Bill Clinton didn't do anything. Bill Clinton didn't do anything. So you have to remember, for the people out there that are like, well, Bill Clinton's definitely in this, you have to remember Donald Trump is protecting the Clintons as well. Donald Trump was friends with the Clintons. Donald Trump in no way, shape, or form, unless it's going to save his own ass, is going to probably roll them under the bus, because most likely he's also going to find himself in hot water if he were to roll on the Clintons, who are pretty powerful people in their own right. And as I said before, This facility is so low security that when they talk to a neighbor, a person that lives just outside of the fence of this facility, she said all the time you can hear them bumping music in the prison. Like this is like a loud neighborhood that is fenced off from the rest of society. That's what it is. It isn't a prison. It's a fucking resort for white-collar criminals. The Bureau of Prisons typically prohibits sex offenders from serving time in such prisons, though they can be admitted under a special waiver. According to the report, Maxwell, who was handed down a 20-year sentence in 2022, has the fourth longest remaining sentence out of the prison's 600 inmates. It was not known whom Maxwell met with in the chapel that day, though some of her fellow inmates heard rumors that the lockdown was meant to accommodate important visitors. Sounds like maybe the president, allegedly, maybe the president may have went and gotten a conjugal. Allegedly. It was the leaders of Antifa. The leaders of Antifa. What's happening, Tamara? Okay. Meanwhile, less than a week later, the Department of Justice released a transcript of an interview Maxwell had with senior official Todd Blanche weeks earlier in July. Like I said, that's the one where he brings her breakfast from Chick-fil-A, and she pretty much just, says whatever they want her to say. During the interview with Blanche, Maxwell said she had never seen President Donald Trump do anything inappropriate or illegal with Epstein when they were friends. Soon after, she was transferred to federal prison Camp Bryan. By the way, in that interview with Todd Blanche, she says Bill Clinton wasn't Jeffrey Epstein's friend. Bill Clinton was her friend. So a lot of times when they talk about Clinton, she's defending him in the way of saying, no, these were my friends and not Epstein's friends. Therefore, I've never seen him do anything bad with Epstein. And to remind everybody, this is a woman who assaulted young women. So you really can't believe anything that this lady says, period. At the time, Maxwell's lawyer, David Marcus, wrote on X that the transfer was for safety reasons and had come after she faced serious danger in Tallahassee. It was not immediately clear what kind of safety concerns she had faced at the higher security prison. In addition to causing some minor inconveniences for the other inmates, Maxwell was also greeted with a wave of hostility from some. According to the report, fellow prisoners taunted her, calling her a pedophile and a chomo, a prison slur, meaning child molester. It's not a slur. It's a descriptive. It's not a slur. She is a chomo. Jeffrey Epstein is a dead chomo. That's how that works. It's not a slur. During one incident, Maxwell politely asked an inmate to leave her room, prompting the other woman to begin screaming at Maxwell that she didn't belong there. The inmate was then transferred to another dormitory, and this is where they were all told that if they leaked any information or if they were mean to Maxwell, that they would be sent to a much harsher prison. Soon after, the warden organized a town hall and warned that if inmates made threats to Maxwell, put her in danger, or talked to the press about her, they would be taken to a harsher facility. That's from the Wall Street Journal. Meanwhile, inmates told the Wall Street Journal that Maxwell mostly kept to herself, especially as there was a media frenzy soon after her transfer. Still, she reportedly received preferential treatment, as guards would bring her meals to her dormitory or escort her to the recreation area for late-night workouts. She's living a better life than I am. Maxwell was allowed to shower after other inmates were confined to their bunks, according to the report. Soon after her arrival, the prison also stationed armed special operations response teams, known as SORT, at the camp's entrance and rear gate and kept them around the clock. According to inmates, once prison officials added a black tarp to block the view out of the camp. With that addition, she also began getting her hair cut and colored at the prison-run salon and visiting the cafeteria, though she would give away her vegetarian meals, claiming she couldn't eat the food. This is a convicted child sex trafficker. She gets vegetarian meals, she's getting her hair did, and she gets late-night escorted workouts. Her lawyer, Marcus, declined to comment to the Wall Street Journal on its report. Spokesperson for the Justice Department, which oversees the Bureau of Prisons, also declined to comment. You don't say! News of Maxwell's mysterious meeting comes as the Supreme Court on Monday denied her appeal after asking the nation's highest court to review her case. After the ruling, Trump was asked if he would consider pardoning Maxwell, which we just watched that video, in which he claimed he didn't even know her, dude. Who are we talking about? You know, I like that when he was asked about Epstein. It was like, why are we still talking about this creep? You know, they've been talking about him forever, man. You guys never shut up about Epstein, man. And they asked him about Ghislaine Maxwell, which was his business partner and you know, well-known girlfriend, Jeffrey Epstein's, that is. And I barely even heard of her. I don't need it. Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about? Like, can it get any dumber? I shouldn't say that, because obviously it can get dumber, because these people have proven it over and over again. Thank you for $1. $1 makes me holler, Dean Baker. Thank you so much. You almost accidentally sent me $500? You don't love me that much? What the hell, man? Dean. $500. I could have got me some new stuff. I could have got like a camera. I could have got some microphones. We might have been able to get YouTube to work correctly. Maybe we should send the $500 to YouTube, Dean. We might need to. This is a small indie company, okay? Very small team of IT people over there at YouTube. Having a hard time on YouTube today. Remember, guys, if you can't, if it's not working for you on the YouTubes, you can go over and watch me on Twitch. YouTube is silencing my voice. Hell, I never got that treatment as a person in my own house. Exactly, Cajun. Exactly. If any of you guys would like to send me $500, it's completely appropriate. Well worth your money. All right. So, following up with that, I also had this going on that I saw. I saw this today as I was looking at that. And, you know, more and more of these emails are getting leaked. And there's something like 18,000 emails, I think, from Ghislaine Maxwell's Yahoo account that were leaked. And none of this information that's coming from any of this stuff is coming from Donald Trump. It's not coming from the committee. Obviously, we're still waiting for the representative from Arizona to be officially made a part of Congress. And of course, Mike Johnson is doing anything and everything he can to make sure that she's not sworn in. He's using the shutdown as a reason to not to. He was going to do it anyways. This is all bullshit. It's all bullshit. So the only way we're getting information at this point, guys, the only way we're getting information is through the Epstein's estate, through the victims, the survivors, and through leaks. And this is one of those things from the Epstein leaks. So Epstein drafted 3 apologies as the walls closed in. Remember, guys, he didn't traffic anybody. Remember that. As investigators closed in on Predator Jeffrey Epstein in the late 2000s, he briefly considered issuing a public apology for his criminal behavior. Newly obtained emails show he turned to a high-profile communications advisor to help him craft the words. This is what it's like to be rich, guys. This is what it's like to be rich. When you need to apologize for harming children, you get to pay a person to craft your apologies for you. And these are the drafts of those apologies. Let's see, can we zoom in here? Here we go. Yeah, look at us go. Look at us go, guys. Okay, so draft number 1. I am sorry. As a child growing up, I was taught to apologize. One apologized for any number of things, and I recall thinking it was unfair when I had to apologize for something I didn't do or something I didn't think was my fault. First of all, not a great start. Not a great start. As a parent, this shit don't sound like an apology. As I've grown older, I've said I'm sorry for events unrelated to me, but where an event or outcome caused distress or pain. Those apologies are an expression of sympathy, a way of saying we care about our fellow human beings. What the fuck? This is his apology for human trafficking, guys. I have been, oh my God, that is the worst terminology you could possibly use. I have been wrestling energetically with the challenge of how to apologize for actions of mine which cause distress to parents. Let me read that one more time for you guys. I have been wrestling energetically with the challenge of how to apologize for actions of mine which cause distress to parents, distracted our courageous members of law enforcement, and caused longtime friends to question my judgment. It is too painful to rehash events which have been prominently featured, if mischaracterized, in our local headlines. I fervently hope it will be acceptable for me to simply offer to the community my apologies for associating with young women who turned out to be under the age of 18. While some may question my assertion, I did not know. I apologize. Lawyers argue against apologies on the theory that they are an admission of guilt. I disagree. There are now enough facts on the public record for people to make up their own minds. So I hope my apology will be noted and taken as evidence of my concern for my neighbors here in Palm Beach. This was an apology that was crafted for a man that had abused a 14-year-old. Apology number 2. Here's apology number 2. You guys ready for apology number 2? Because you have to have options, guys. If you're rich, you get options, guys. Number two is a short one. Short and sweet, guys. I wish to apologize to my neighbors and friends for my actions which brought scandal and shame to my name, and to assure them I will conduct myself appropriately in the future. That's it. That's what he was going to say to all the people that lived around him that probably had kids that were under the age of 18. Don't worry about it, guys. Totally sorry. Apology number 3. Apology number 3 is pretty good, guys. Apology number 3. To my neighbors. William James, the great 19th century medical doctor and religious philosopher, wrote an essay in which he talks about 2 hours we face. The hour of terror and the hour of satiety. The satiety? That's a rich person word. The latter means that time when someone has everything is sated and asked, is this all there is? Dude, how fucking gross is that? Who is the person who wrote this shit for fucking Jeffrey Epstein? Somebody needs to find the person that wrote these apologies for Epstein and look at their hard drive. The latter means that time when someone has everything and ask, is this all there is? This is literally what I've said over and over and over again, guys. That billionaires have so much access to anything and everything they could possibly want that they start doing insanely immoral things because they don't know what it's like to have human connection anymore. They don't know how to touch, I was going to say their inner child, but that would be wildly inappropriate to say right now. To get in touch with what they used to be as a human being. He's saying, I have so much access to everything in this world that, I just couldn't help myself. Fucking wild. Wild. I've been blessed during my life. I've taken advantage of the opportunities offered by the American dream. The rewards have been substantial, but I've experienced that second hour. My life was satiated, and I failed to ask what was really important. What's important is to live so that first hour, the terror of death, is erased by having lived to make a difference in the lives of others. I've been forced to ask myself, what's important? And my choices will be different in the future. This isn't the place to review the sensational charges you may have read about. There are enough facts on the public record for anyone who wishes to review and make up his or her own mind. Please accept my sincere apologies for my selfish actions which have embarrassed me, caused my friends to question my judgment, and taken a great deal of time on part of all levels of law enforcement authorities. Again, this is a public and heartfelt apology. Like, did you guys think this shit could get any weirder? Did you think this could get any weirder? We ain't done yet. We're still fucking, we haven't even got the files yet. We haven't even got the files yet. We haven't even got the files yet. Okay. Mary Spaeth, a crisis strategist who once served as director of media relations to prep for President Ronald Reagan's White House, prepared 3 versions of a potential public apology for the predator. The draft sent in February 2008 and uncovered by Bloomberg News among an archive of Epstein's emails revealed the late financier's fleeting contemplation of contrition. The first attempt was meek. You guys, we went over all of these. 4 months after the drafts were circulated, Epstein pleaded guilty in Florida to felony solicitation and another crime. He was sentenced to just over a year in jail after negotiating a plea deal. We all know about all that stuff. And he, of course, later died in prison. Spaeth later explained her limited involvement, saying her firm had been hired through a lawyer to provide communication options for Mr. Epstein and his legal team. She added, I ultimately terminated the engagement because of my discomfort with it. Her connections to Epstein, previously undisclosed, appears only briefly in the trove of more than 18,000 emails obtained from the financier's Yahoo account. The catch provides sweeping details of his public and private lives. So yeah. What do you guys think? Like, it's just a different world. These fucking weirdos, these billionaires that are morally, like, disconnected from humanity. And Donald Trump is the face, the shield, the wall that stops them from finding any type of justice for these survivors. Because Jeffrey Epstein was not just trafficking these women to himself, no matter what the fuck Kash Patel says. Nobody believes that shit. Kash Patel doesn't believe that shit. There's absolutely no fucking way. Donald Trump is hiding the evidence that would put people away that are probably right now, and I say with 99% probability, are now harming children. MAGA doesn't care, even one little bit. Even one little bit. Even one little bit. Jesus Christ. I saw somebody say something to me. Or was that Nightbot? Is Nightbot? Oh, Reverend! What's happening, Reverend? The DHS just released a statement to all police saying that anyone going to Saturday's No Kings rally is a terrorist, so I guess I will be in jail on Saturday. Those jails are going to be rather crowded. Reverend, the Epstein files cause autism, according to RFK Jr. That's probably what's wrong with me. I'm definitely on the spectrum. Definitely on the spectrum, Reverend. Let me just say that, Reverend. Good fucking luck with arresting all those people. That's just fear. It's just fear. They want people to be afraid. That's what they want. And, good luck. Good luck fucking arresting the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people that will be protesting on Saturday. This is all a farce. It's a farce. And we're about to get a little bit further into what a farce this is. Thank you for the 10 memberships. Skelts! 10 memberships! Thank you, Skelts. What's happening, Eric? How's it going? Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you, Skelts. Yeah, I wanted to talk more and more about this because I said this the other day. Yeah, millions last time. And now we're all pissed. Exactly. Good luck to them. Good luck arresting the millions of people. Good luck with that shit. And, this is why I want to do this show in this manner. I wanted to talk a lot about the buffoonery of ICE during this video, this stream. And the reason I wanted to talk about the buffoonery of ICE is to show how inadequate this administration is to even pull off the burning down of the government. Curtis Yarvin is now talking about fleeing the country because he's afraid that Donald Trump has half-assed burning down the government. Like, how wild of a statement is that? The guy who is the House philosopher for Peter Thiel and good friends with J.D. Vance, who wants our country to be ruled by a king and dictator, is now afraid that Donald Trump couldn't even pull off burning down the country correctly and is thinking about getting the fuck out of here and is warning others to do so as well. They can keep doing this shit. They can keep putting, ICE out on the streets and saying Portland's crazy and Chicago's crazy. And what we have to keep doing is showing the lie, the bullshit, and mocking every single thing that this administration does. Because those frogs in Portland, those frogs have it right. Those frogs standing out there with those inflatable costumes on, pelvic thrusting towards those ice guys. That's what's necessary, because it makes them look like buffoons, because they are buffoons. And speaking of buffoons, guys, I've got this video for you guys. And this is great. You know why this is great? Because Stephanopoulos, I don't think it was him so much, but the media network that he works for, that shall remain unnamed because fuck them, that capitulated Trump and paid him $16 million. This shows that still some people in our media are not going to take this. Aren't going to just sit down. Not even Fox News won't sign the Pentagon's bullshit. You only get to put out the news we tell you to. Even Fox News said fuck you. And this is great. This is what we need more of. So this is this recent interview that George Stephanopoulos did with J.D. Vance, where he cuts J.D. Vance off in the middle of J.D. Vance being J.D. Vance. So let's take a look at this, and we're going to read an article, and then we got a follow-up to this as well.
I don't know what tape you're referring to, George. I saw media reports that Tom Homan accepted a bribe. There's no evidence of that. And here's, George, why.
First of all, 100% there is evidence to it. The DOJ has admitted that there is a tape of Homan allegedly taking a $50,000 bribe. Like, there is evidence to begin an investigation into this, and J.D. Vance is a liar. We already know J.D. Vance is a liar because J.D. Vance a long time ago, 6 months ago, was like, yeah, we make up stories sometimes. That's what we do.
Why fewer and fewer people watch your program and why you're losing credibility. Because,
dude, he's like a poor man's Donald Trump. Listen to him. He's a poor man's Donald Trump. He's trying to do the Donald Trump thing. Your ratings suck. No one even watches CBS anymore. This is ABC sucks. ABC's terrible.
if you're referring to, George, I saw media reports that Tom Homan accepted a bribe. There's no evidence of that. And here's, George, why fewer and fewer people watch your program. And
also, why is J.D. Vance's hair all messed up? Why does he look like he just woke up? He doesn't even have the proper amount of eyeliner on right now. It looks like he didn't do his makeup today.
Why you're losing credibility, because you're talking for now 5 minutes with the Vice President of the United States about this story.
Dude, does he look like he's on drugs? He kind of looks like he's on drugs.
Regarding Tom Homan, a story.
He's Timu Trump.
That I've read about, but I don't even know the video that you're talking about. Meanwhile, low-income women can't get food because the Democrats and Chuck Schumer.
Brenda! The vice president that fucked the couch, he called you a low-income woman. What the fuck is that? Did J.D. Vance just use woke vocabulary? What the fuck is a low-income woman? When do we start calling poor people low-income women? Did J.D. Vance just become woke? Dude, this is so weird. This is such a strange interview.
A story that I've read about, but I don't even know the video that you're talking about. Meanwhile, low-income women can't get food because the Democrats and Chuck Schumer have shut down the government. Right now, we're trying to figure out how to pay our troops because Chuck Schumer has shut down the government. You are focused on a bogus story. You're insinuating criminal wrongdoing against a guy who has done nothing wrong instead of focusing on the fact that our country is struggling because our government's shut down. Let's talk about the real issues, George. I think the American people would benefit much more from that than from you going down some weird left-wing rabbit hole where the facts clearly show that Tom Homan didn't engage in any criminal wrongdoing.
It's not a weird left-wing rabbit hole. I didn't insinuate anything. I asked you whether Tom Homan accepted $50,000, as was heard on an audio tape recorded by the FBI in September 2024, and you did not answer the question. Thank you for your time this morning.
No, George, I said that I don't.
Oh, shit, George!
Up next, we'll be right back.
Oh, George, that was dope. Dude, first Hakeem Jeffries told Lawler to shut his mouth. Looked like he was about to pop him. Looked like he was about to smack him right in the mouth. First Hakeem did that, and now George is fucking dunking on the vice president who looks like he just woke up off a ketamine nap. Dude, this is what I'm talking about. Let's go, Democrats. Get your shit together. God damn it, I've been working for 2 years to see this. I am so proud. Now they just got to keep their shit together. Oh, thank you for the $1.99. F this guy forever. Absolute embarrassment. Goddamn right. Goddamn right. Thank you for the $1.99. I am so pumped. That's what I'm talking about, Democrats. It is fucking time to wake up and do some shit. Okay. One of Donald Trump's most loathed nemesis in the media abruptly cut off J.D. Vance during an interview. The incident is unlikely to sit well with Trump administration. Last March, the MAGA leader sued Stephanopoulos and ABC News after the host claimed on air that the judges and 2 separate juries found Trump liable for rape. His comments pertain to a sexual assault and defamation lawsuit brought against Trump by journalist E. Jean Carroll, and a jury found Trump civilly liable for sexual abuse, which 100% is true. Not alleged. Donald Trump was found civilly liable for sexual abuse against E. Jean Carroll. So you got a little bit of a follow-up that happens here. Obviously, he is talking about Homan and the FBI sting that happened, that Homan 100%, there is evidence to show that he should be investigated for potentially taking a bribe before Trump was in office while Biden was leaving office. But after this happened, guys, J.D. Vance, of course, went to the where you get your news, guys. Brenda, I saw on X the couch fucker said that he didn't do that. Yeah, MAGA doesn't even like J.D. Vance, dude. Not even MAGA likes J.D. Vance, dude. So this is J.D. Vance rages after interview goes sideways. The follow-up. Nobody puts J.D. Vance in a corner. The vice president slammed ABC News host and longtime Trump critic George Stephanopoulos after journalists abruptly cut him off. Let's see. I think the American people would benefit much more from talking about other shit, said J.D. Vance, as he tried to act like what the Stephanopoulos was asking him about was actually pertinent. Vance took to X to unload his frustrations. Peace in the Middle East? China threatening critical supply chains? Government shutdown? George S. doesn't care about that. He knew he couldn't spell Stephanopoulos. Neither could I, but also I'm just going to dunk on him for that. He knew he couldn't. George S. doesn't care about that. He's here to focus on the real story, a fake scandal involving Tom Homan. White House staffers, too, attempted to reclaim the narrative, writing in a separate post, VP nukes George Slapadopoulos. That's actually, I like that one. That was actually not bad. For obsessing over made-up fake news bullshit while not asking a single question about the Democrat shutdown. First of all, not a Democrat shutdown. Republicans own Congress. They own Senate. They have the White House. They've literally done anything and everything they've wanted to without any fucking repercussions. This is a Republican government shutdown, full stop. Next, Tom Homan should be investigated. This is like, what's going on? The peace deal in the Middle East that's going on right now. First of all, let's just talk about peace in the Middle East. It's already been violated. It's been 24 fucking hours and it's already been violated. We knew that was going to happen. American presidents, like the holy grail of American presidents, is peace in the Middle East. Donald Trump is not accomplishing peace in the Middle East. You know why? Because the Middle East is kind of fucked. There are warring factions, multiple warring factions that all hate each other. This isn't even a dunk on Trump. This is just how ridiculous this administration is that Donald Trump is going to go over there. He's going to sign some shit. He's going to show it to people. He's like, look, my signature. Totally not the same one as that birthday card, guys. Definitely not that one. And then he's going to come back and he's like, I solved the Middle East. And then you're never going to hear news about the Middle East ever again. The only thing you're going to hear about the Middle East is day 24 of nothing but peace in the Middle East. The Syrians now love Israel. Iran now loves Israel. It's not happening, and the fact that MAGA and the rest of the Republicans are like fucking celebrating. Look, if Joe Biden went over there today, if Joe Biden was president and he went over there and signed some shit and was like, I got peace in the Middle East. I haven't heard Joe Biden talk in a while. I have a really bad Joe Biden impersonation now. Come on, man. Come on, man. I got peace in the Middle East. If he did that, I would be like, Joe Biden is a moron. There's fucking, yeah, peace in the Middle East, Joe. Sure, dude. Take a fucking nap. Donald Trump did not accomplish peace in the Middle East. Donald Trump got 20 hostages released. Fucking, I'm so happy for those people's family. Like, that is great that those people did get released. I believe Joe Biden got something like 132 released. And I'm also happy for those people too. But peace in the Middle East, I don't fucking think so. This isn't the first time MAGA has come for Stephanopoulos, of course. Look at that picture. Holy shit. Why does Donald Trump always look so awkward? Why does he always look so damn awkward? What is going on there? Somebody said he looks like he's smelling a pie and he's about to float off after it, and I have not been able to get that image out of my head. This man, what is wrong with this dude? Nah, don't answer that. Don't answer that. Anyways, I wanted to share that with you guys. I think it's great. Like I said, I think it's great. Keep it going. Keep it going, guys. Keep making these people angry. Because they're no good at this. They're not. They're not good at playing this game. And to be 100, neither is the left. The left sucks at doing the shit-talking game. The right sucks at doing the shit-talking game. The only person who has done any good at this was Donald Trump. And when Donald Trump eats his last cheeseburger, I will be so fucking happy to going back to watching a bunch of dipshits try to own each other in politics. I will happily go back to it. Because I've said this before, Donald Trump scraped the bottom of the fucking barrel and got the worst people in this country to vote. And because of that, we have not been the same since. And the only way we're getting back to that, guys, is A, Donald Trump eating his last cheeseburger, okay? A coronary heart failure, CHF, some edema, something like that, okay? And us continuing to mock and make fun of these people until they go away. Because the Democrats just aren't good enough. The politicians are not good at this. Although you got Jasmine, she's doing a good job. AOC tried to do a good job, and then the left fucking cried. And then she came out, and she's like, spiritually, you're like 6'3". Fuck, I hate these people sometimes. The politicians can't do it. We need our comedians to stand up. We need our constituents to stand up. We need to mock them. We need to make fun of them. We need to make them feel like they never, ever want to take part in this ever again. Because these people aren't good at it. Republicans aren't good at it. J.D. Vance isn't good at it. The fucking people in my comment section, they're not good at it. Have you seen the dumb shit that Republicans write in my comments? Dude, I literally look at the comments that are quarantined on my channels, and I just laugh the whole time. I'm like, these people are not good at this. They are not smart people. These are not fucking Mensa graduates, guys. All right? Gavin Newsom. That's a good assistant manager of Antifa. Chris. I'm going to let you, Chris. It's not even Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom isn't even the one doing it. It's those Latina ladies that are running that account. I want to vote for them. I want to vote for those ladies. And my girl Jasmine Crockett always out there talking some shit. All right? Like, you just got to keep it up. We got to keep it up. But guys, all right? Wait, are we talking about Katie Porter? That's my Katie Porter, okay? I don't give a shit if Katie Porter snapped at people. I'm going to let you guys know that right now. I'm going to let you guys know right away, just so you guys know where I stand on this. Katie Porter gets my vote. You know why Katie Porter gets my vote? Because I snap at people too. You know what? When I'm having a fucking hard day and somebody's all up in my shot, I also snap at people. People are human. That's what I'm going to keep fucking saying this to you guys over and over again until you guys get it through your heads. People are human beings. They're flawed. They're going to make bad jokes. They're going to say shit you disagree with. They're going to snap at people. You know the only people that hold anybody accountable for the shit they say or do? Left-wing people. Like, right-wing people right now are making excuses for what we're about to talk about. Right-wing people right now are supporting and standing up for blatant fucking racism. Meanwhile, fucking Katie Porter snaps at some chick and everybody's like, oh, she's done. That's the end of her political career. And that's what's wrong with the left. Right there in a nutshell. That's what's wrong with the left. Is the left, the moment you fucking stumble, the moment you misspeak, the moment you have a bad day, your whole career is over. Meanwhile, on the right, you can literally have a fucking a secret chat that gets leaked with like 1,000 messages where you calling black people monkeys and being racist as fuck, and they're like, they're just young. I'm voting for Katie. I'm with you. I'm with you, Antifa. I'm with that shit. I'm with it. We got to get past this shit, man. I mean, I'm not saying you guys can't talk shit. Look, if you guys want to talk shit about Katie's bad day, I'm with that. I'm all for talking shit. Like, I love Katie Porter, and I talk some shit, too. I'll be like, damn, Katie. Bad day. You calm the fuck down. Still love her, though. And that's where people got to get, man. People got to get to a point on the left where they can do that. I've always been that person. I've been able to, like, look at a person, criticize them for the bad shit they do, and still be like, but you're a human being. It's all good. We can move on past this. Ask the people I know that I've been friends with forever. Like, we have lots of disagreements in life, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't fucking agree with you for what you did, but it's all good. Like, let's move on. Like, let's prove to each other that we're not those people no more. Let's do that, you know? Like, that's what we gotta do. All right, so it was just locker room talk. Exactly, Skelts. What's happening, Tinkerbell? You guys know I love all you guys, right? Like 10 subscribers just now were like, fuck this guy. All right. So, speaking of the fact that the left will literally just absolutely castigate Katie Porter, that people will just shit on left-wing people nonstop for having a bad moment or a bad joke or stating a statistic wrong or whatever it is, right? Meanwhile, on the right, this is what you got going on. These people will literally just sit here and just support these people until the cows come home. Until the cows come home, guys. So, let's watch this with Chris Hayes talking about it, because I did have the article, but, you know, I spend a lot of time reading stuff on this stream nowadays because I want to make sure that we're making our own content and stuff. And I figured let's watch MSNBC let's watch them take a victory lap, because this should be a victory lap. Because 10 years, 15 years ago, guys, this would have been the end of Republican careers. Not anymore, though. Not anymore.
A new generation of Republican activists talk when they think no one's listening, and it's really ugly. Politico obtained more than 7 months of Telegram chat messages between about a dozen young Republican leaders in New York, Kansas, Arizona, and Vermont. Now, MSNBC has not independently reviewed those messages, but what Politico published today shows the conservatives openly praising...
Oh, they're real. You want to know why they're real? You want to know why those are real? Because J.D. Vance immediately came out and said, hey, those young dudes are young. Young people make mistakes, guys. Young people make mistakes. That's how you know they're real. Because they didn't just come out and say fake news. He actually came out and was like, young people do dumb shit.
Adolf Hitler, making celebratory jokes about gas chambers and slavery and rape. For example, when the chair of Arizona Young Republicans asked if the New Yorkers in the chat were watching an NBA playoff game, New York State Republican Chair Peter Junta responded, I'd go to the zoo if I wanted to watch monkeys play ball.
Wow.
We should note that when Politico asked for comment, the Arizona Young Republican chair declined. Junta claimed the release of the chat is part of, quote, a highly coordinated year-long character assassination led by an opponent, I think a kind of internecine opponent.
Wait. So he used your own words to make you look bad. This is very Trumpian. This guy's actually probably going to be running for president soon, guys. I don't know how young this kid is, how old this kid is, but I can see a future Republican presidential candidate right here. Right here. He used my own words. Look, every once in a while you grab him by the pussy. So as locker room talk, it's just locker room talk.
Fellow conservative. Out of 28,000 messages.
Some of these guys are in their 30s. You can't be a young Republican and be in your 30s, Cajun.
Messages obtained, Politico identified 251 bigoted epithets in the chat. there were many more outrageous examples of racism, sexism, anti-Semitism, homophobia than we could or would want to repeat here.
He's like, they hit everything.
Here's the thing. These are not like, we're not talking about kids here. The age limit to the group was 40.
Oh, 40! 40! These are 40-year-olds! You cannot be young Republicans and be 40!
Many chat members work inside government or party politics. One's a state senator. Another works in Trump's
There's a state senator?
Small Business Administration. Politico reports that since...
Okay, I completely don't understand what the fuck a group called the Young Republicans is. Am I the only person that thought that these were kids? Wait, what the fuck is Shady Vance talking about then? They're young and dumb.
They began making inquiries, at least 4 members of the chat have lost their jobs or had job offers rescinded. Now, this kind of virulent hatred on display here has become quite familiar in Trump's very online Republican Party. I mean, all you have to do is find it is open a website called x.com, right? And you can see it everywhere. That one's run by Donald Trump's biggest political donor. Or you can see Trump administration officials and official U.S. government accounts on social media exulting in sadistic edgelord cruelty and celebrating hatred and prejudice. But now it's also becoming clear that the people who are running the Republican Party at the ground level are just immersed in this cesspit of bigotry. And also, it's not just, abstract. They're acting on it. I mean, this is happening at the staff level during a Republican administration that has been waging a full-scale war on civil rights law from the first day in office.
Yeah, and don't forget, guys, racism doesn't exist. Remember, guys, they told us, guys. They told us that racism doesn't exist anymore. Just like inflation. They beat racism and they beat inflation, guys. Systemic racism? White Republicans referring to black people as monkeys? No, that doesn't exist. Not at all. Totally not, guys. They told us it's all gone now. We live in a completely not racist society. None of it. You're completely overreacting. A bunch of wokies.
Jelani Cobb is a staff writer for The New Yorker, dean of the Columbia University School of Journalism.
Look at that dude. That dude's like, yep, I'm going to fucking talk about this.
Author of a new book out today, 3 or More is a Riot, notes on how we got here, a collection of excellent essays. And he joins me now. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
I mean, at some level, this is not surprising.
No.
Particularly
he said no.
as you can kind of see, I mean, it all sounds like stuff you see out in the open. Mm-hmm. But it does seem important to me that, to connect, the New York Times did this great piece the other day where they were talking about the highest levels of government and all of the officials of color, particularly black officials who have been fired.
That's right.
Lost their jobs.
Yeah.
It's not really an abstraction.
Right.
This kind of bigotry and animus and what this government is currently doing. There, you see it right there.
Yeah. And also I would...
Yikes. Top black officials the Trump administration has fired or tried to fire. Mr. Trump and his administration have pushed out a number of black leaders from positions that typically serve multiple presidential administrations. The Joint Chief of Staff was replaced by Dan Kane. I was going to say Dean Kane. That would be much better. That would be way funnier. Sorry, Charles Brown. I'm not making fun of you losing your job. Just Dan Kane. Sorry. Carla Hayden replaced by fucking Trump's personal lawyer, Todd Blanche. Gwen Wilcox, who's doing such a good job that she had to be replaced by 2 old white dudes. Willie L. Phillips by another bald white dude. I can tell you, bald white guys, very suspicious people. Alvin Brown by a guy that has a really fucking terrible last name. And of course, he just found out that he's not allowed to fire Lisa Cook, which was hilarious. Oh, the Supreme Court told Donald Trump to go fuck himself, and that is amazing. And then Robert E. Primus, who they can't find a replacement for because everybody's like, fuck that shit.
I would add to that, other things that are patently obvious. We have had this incredible repressive attack on immigrants, even people who are in the country legally.
Guys, they're not doing it because they're racist, because they're totally not racist, guys. They're not racist.
Overwhelmingly, people of color who we see being thrown to the ground and yanked out of cars and all these. And at the same time, there's this curious benevolence toward white South Africans who are invited into the country. What gives?
Special status.
Yeah, special status. How does that work?
I believe that works.
I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black.
I believe when that's your president, I believe when this is your president right here.
Oh, look at my African American over here. Look at him.
Okay, or this guy.
White males way up. White males have gone through the roof. White males way up.
When that's your president, yeah, it can come to be expected.
I'm old enough to remember the alleged S-hole countries. I'm old enough to remember when Hillary...
I'm old enough to remember this.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
Yeah, I wonder why these people didn't vote for a black woman. I wonder why Republicans hated the idea of Kamala Harris being the president of the United States so much. It's weird. It's really weird.
Clinton was pilloried for saying that Donald Trump had aligned himself with a set of people who would be considered deplorable.
Yep.
But we see this kind of language, this kind of grab bag of bigotries, the kind of dueling homophobia, misogyny, anti-Semitism, racism, like all of the kinds of worst traits. And it's been emboldened, has been facilitated by the movement, the Trumpist movement.
One of the things that struck me in reading this piece is, people, there's all sorts of private chats people have. And people,
Sure.
I want to be clear that, people say things in private that are different than what they say in public.
Sure.
And all...
Guys, let you guys know this. I make jokes. I make them in private. I make them in public. There is not a single chat that I have had with any person in my life. I mean, I'm old, so when I was younger, there was no chats. There were no cell phones, okay? We had beepers, okay? But that even remotely resembles anything that I saw in those messages.
All signs of people have private communications that would be embarrassing to be made public. But these people are, coordinating this in the context of a shared political project.
Right.
They're not talking smack to each other about fantasy football.
Mm-hmm.
They are people with power and influence. And it really does strike me that this idea, it has become an affirmative good. J.D. Vance was just posting refusing to condemn them. The culture of the right now really does embrace this. It's
Sure.
Whatever the opposite of political correctness is in their minds is affirmative cruelty and racism exalted.
Yeah, you remember when we saw the young woman who referred to the black child, baby, by the N-word, and then there was this massive...
Yeah, isn't she a millionaire now? Isn't that chick a millionaire now? What's happening, Manny? Yeah, what's going on, Manny?
Wave of money generated for her online in response to being castigated for that. And so this is not uncommon. It's not surprising. The thing that I will say about that is this, though. We have a right to privacy. We have a right to express, ourselves among our friends and our peers in a way that we wouldn't in a professional environment, certainly, sure. But this is into the locker room talk territory.
Yeah, totally.
Where there are things that, are so outrageous that they should be concerning to you.
Like if I wanted to see monkeys play with the ball
Exactly.
and go to the zoo.
Irrespective.
And don't forget, these are the same people that just 2 days ago were like, Jay Jones made jokes about using 2 bullets on a Republican in the same room as Mao and Pol Pot. He needs to step down. He needs to never do anything ever again in your life. And this is why I'm telling you guys, the left needs to stop being such pussies. Because when those comments, those text messages were revealed about Jay Jones, there were multiple Democrats that were like, actually, man, those are pretty bad. It's maybe we should have him step down. I can't support him in that message. And meanwhile, the right is literally saying real shit, gnarly shit, absolutely insane, racist and homophobic shit. And they're like, I don't see any reason why we would be mad at these young men, these young 40-year-old men. The left needs to stop being such a bunch of pussies. When Jay Jones comes out and is they're like, you got 2 bullets, you got Pol Pot, this Republican speaker, and you got Mao in the same room. What are you doing? He goes, I give 2 to the Republican speaker. You go, that was just locker room talk. I don't know, guys. He's a young dude. I hate to ever hold a young dude down. I know you guys like to because y'all are friends with Epstein. But I wouldn't do that.
of the context in which it is uttered. And moreover, these are people who hold political power or attached to a political apparatus that impacts the lives of people, of Americans of various kinds of backgrounds.
I also feel like, I guess I've gotten in my middle age stodgy about this or something, but like, I think shame and taboo are really important. I think virtue signaling as opposed to vice signaling is important. And I actually think it's really important for people to be told by other people, hey, that's disgusting what you said. Hey, that's offensive what you said. What you have here.
There's nothing wrong with the balance. There's nothing wrong with saying in private to Jay Jones, hey, my dude, like, where were you going with that? And when he says, you know what, it was a joke, and yeah, these people frustrate me. They talk shit all the time. They bully people. They're assholes. And yeah, I thought it was funny. You know what you say? You go, all right, good to hear from you. You know, I still got your back. There's nothing wrong, and I've said this before. This is the problem with the left. There's nothing wrong with having conversations amongst yourselves where you say to each other, like, hey, well, I disagree with that, or I disagree with that. There's no need to be a cult. There's no need to be blue MAGA. But at the same time, you also need to harden the fuck up. You also need to recognize that when you say these things in public, when you start chastising people like Jay Jones for that text message, and you start calling for him to be removed and blah, 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 and it's so fucking weird. All these Democrats that are like, you're the reason that we lost. No, you're the reason you lost. You know why? Because people don't think that you'd ever defend them. Every person on the left that comes out and shits on a dude like Jay Jones, you're the reason that you lost, because people are afraid that at one point or another they're going to slip up and they're going to say something, they're going to make a joke that's a little bit too edgy, or they're going to, say something that you disagree with, or it isn't hip or hype with what's going on, and then you aren't going to be there to back them up. The right's going to jump on them, the left's going to jump on them, and then they're like, fuck this shit, I'm out. It ain't me making fun of MAGA that lost y'all that shit. It's you not standing up for the people in your own party and piling on with MAGA on your party. That's the reasons you lose.
Here on the right these days is a culture that is the opposite.
Right.
That revels in it, right? That like this sort of rebellion against censoriousness or DEI, or you can't say anything anymore, very quickly turns into we love Hitler.
Right.
As maybe originally a kind of ironic take, but then not so ironic the more you say it.
But
well, yeah, and that's another thing is, so let's say I say that. I say to my friends, I say, hey, you guys got to stop being such cowards. You got to stop backing down every time a right-wing person says some shit, or a left-wing person says something that you just kind of disagree with. And then that person starts taking it further and further and further and further. Yeah, at one point in time, we're like, yeah, dog, that's a little too far. Right? Like if I say the left polices language a little too much on the left, right? Like if you hear a left-wing person say something and you don't like that, you don't like that they call somebody disabled, and you're like, they're handy-capable. All right? And then that person like keeps going further and further with how, they get into a slur where maybe they're, calling a disabled person the R word. Yeah, there's a moment where you should be like, yeah, dog, I didn't say to go that far. And that's where the right is right now, right? The right is like, we're not putting any fucking guardrails on this shit. You want to say you love the H guy? You love the H guy. Fuck yeah, me too, brother. Like, they're gonna just jump all over that shit. And that's what's wrong right now, is that they have unfettered access to just being the dumbest fucking human beings that you could possibly be. And there is a limit to how far you can take anything. You should never tend towards the extremes. You can mock and make fun of these motherfuckers without going so far that you lose who you are and what you stand for.
Wonder if it ever was that.
Right, yeah, fair point. Yes,
because it's like
being charitable.
Right, but even when you say this, okay, it's censorship. You don't want to prevent people from being able to express themselves. Right. Sure, but what people are actually asking for is impunity.
That's right.
As in, you can say these things, and there is no social consequence for it.
Yeah, no repercussion.
And that social consequence, in some ways, is like what civilization is made of.
Right.
Right. Honestly.
And so in my middle-agedness, Chris, I will see your demand for kind of maybe common decency and say that I believe that we should bring respect back.
Yeah.
Just a basic level of respect.
Jelani Cobb, a man I deeply respect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's crazy. That's just crazy. Like I said, I don't know how Republicans can just get away with this shit. Like, I mean, I guess I do. It's because literally the people that follow these Republicans are hateful, angry, fearful human beings that are just happy that somebody else out there hates this group of people just as much as they do, right? Like, that's really what it comes down to. Golf Marine says, ugly people have severe aesthetic deficits. You know what I'm talking about, Golf. You know what I'm talking about exactly. I'm like, that dude's got some fucking gigantic ass fucking ears. And people are like, hey, well, like, I mean, let's say he has unusually large. Let's not call them homeless. Let's call them unhoused. Like, stop. This is why people make comedies about y'all, and that's okay. Like, that's the proper way to go about dealing with people like that. Like, when people go too far, that's why shit like Portlandia exists, right? Like, so my buddy's in Portland, right? And I was just talking to him yesterday because he's crying about me making a fantasy football trade. All right, that's what happens. We're talking about my fantasy football trade, which was a very good fantasy football trade, by the way, guys. It was a very even trade, and just fantasy football players, whether they're your friends or not, they all get mad anytime somebody makes a trade that makes their team better. That's the way things work. This is how we exist, okay? Anyways, if there's anybody that I can trust to tell me what's going on in Portland, it's him. You know why I can trust him? Because he's a person that is liberal in his beliefs, but also is just fucking done with yippies, okay? Done with the fucking large venti Starbucks mocha latte with 35 shots or whatever. The Portlandia hippie, okay? So when that man tells me that there ain't shit going on in Portland, I know he's telling the truth, because if he had a chance to dunk on those hippies, he would. And he's like, nah, there's nothing going on. There's nothing going on, okay? All I'm saying is, that's what we're supposed to do. We make fun of shit. And that's how we bring it back into the boundaries that we want it to be. But there are boundaries to how you make fun of that stuff as well. Just like I said, there are places where even like I'll go too far with something, and that's why my wife exists. So my wife can tell me like, really? Really? You thought that was funny? And I'm like, and she's like, not funny. Okay. And I'm like, all right, I'll think about it. All right, so I know I see you guys talking about it. You guys know what happened. And we're going to talk about this, okay? And Reverend actually brought up the fact that, you know, now they're going to try and arrest the people going to these protests, No Kings protests. Well, today, guys, a true patriot, a man after my own heart, a giraffe in a G-string was arrested by Rice. We should call him Rice. That'll make him real heavy. By ICE. Robbie Roadsteamer today, guys, was detained by ICE in Portland because apparently a man in this country today can't wear a giraffe suit with a G-string and sing songs outside of government facilities. What the fuck happened to my country? Brenda, they're taking away our rights. What is going on right now, guys? So this is what happened. And we're going to get to some other funny ICE stuff here, okay? So we're going to get to an ICE guy that tried to chase down a guy running, and it was hilarious. So we'll get to that in a second. But first, here you go.
Hell yeah, let's have a good time today. It's about peace and love in spite of ICE.
Hold on. That guy kind of bobbed, all right? There's a head bob.
Peace and love in spite of ICE.
Maybe that wasn't a head bob.
If you hate brown people, and you are a Nazi. Come on, ICE, leave Portland. Oh, here they come. They're not ready for primetime players. Woo! Demolition.
Robbie, no!
What are you doing? He's talking?
Dude, he's rocking those New Balance with the yellow in on them too. Those are dad shoes. Robbie, no!
Talking!
Whoa!
Look at these fucking puds, dude. Look at them. The goofiest fucking human beings that have ever lived. A bunch of fucking dudes that peaked in high school that have never been allowed to touch a pussy. Okay? That's what ICE is. A bunch of bitches, dude. You're gonna arrest a dude in a giraffe suit for singing mean songs about you. You a bitch. You know you a bitch. And you just proved you a bitch. Get him, Robbie. You know Robbie, too, has to be, like, the most annoying prisoner of all time. I hope he's just in there just singing his fucking lungs out, just screaming at ICE through the bars, dancing. Do you think they made him take off his giraffe suit, or do you think they made him sit in the in his giraffe suit in the cell? Can you imagine being the ICE guy that has to remove the G-string from the dude in a giraffe suit? That's my man right there. That's my man. All right. And also I got this one here for you guys. All right. You guys ready for this one? Yes on 50. You right, Golf. I got mine too. We already voted. Yes on 50, sir. Yes on 50. All right. So here's the other one. I wanted you guys to see this one. So this is from the Status Coup. Let's just go ahead and laugh at these out of shape, garbage ass, peaked in high school incels running around all tactical. Okay, here you guys go. You guys want to see this shit? You want to see these out of shape, fake ass, wannabe, not even good enough to get into the military, fake fascist, garbage, dumpster diving, weak ass, dropped on their head when they were a baby, ICE Marines. You guys ready for this? Look at him go. Look at him go. Look, the guy with the camera is keeping up with them. The guy with the camera is keeping up. This is my favorite part right here. He slows down a little bit. Look at him. Oh, oh, oh! Let's get that one more time. Let's get that one more time. Look at this shit. This is like a Reno 911 skit. It's a Reno 911 skit. Look at his ass. Oh, 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 bam! Look at him trying to play it off.
Go, go, go.
He said you go. He said keep going. Look at him. Look at dude's jogging, bro. Aww. Aww. That's funny. That's funny. All right? Mock these motherfuckers. Mock them. Make fun of them. Keep it up. That shit was hilarious. Bro, how are you going to not be able to catch that man? That man was jogging. Dude, he was just jogging it out. All right, because I saw Mike. And we're on the ice now. Sorry, that means something different than the neighborhood I came from. We're on the ice now. All right. Let's watch a man do the damn thing here. Let's watch our man Titus make fun of these goofy ass wannabe, can't even get in the military, fake ass goons. Let's watch Titus make fun of ICE. We ain't gonna stop making fun of these pathetic ass wannabe human beings. Like, come on. But you're sad you can't even catch a dude jogging it out. You arresting dudes in giraffe suits and G-strings. Like, you got to go home after all of that. There's a reason ICE hides their face. And they should. Because it's fucking embarrassing to be a member of ICE. So, let's watch Titus.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Ice, ice, baby. You know, the crew of Doughy...
Did you guys see Did you see that when the National Guard showed up, all those people, they made fun of them for being overweight, and fucking Pete Hegseth was like, I'll send them back. I'm telling you, this is what we gotta do. We gotta just mock them into immobility. Like they can't even do their jobs, because every time you see a fat ice on the fucking ground, you should be taking pictures and sending that shit to Pete Hegseth. Oh, is this your dudes? Oh, is this your fit army? Are these guys, this is what peak male performance looks like, Pete? That's kind of a mouthful. Peak male performance, Pete. Okay? Like, that's what we need to be doing.
New Balance wearing mask losers. And let's face it, the word is losers. It's perfect. In fact, let's watch some of our highly trained ICE officers protect America, a nation of immigrants, from immigrants.
Yes! You can tell these guys never played football. How are you not going to take the right route, bro? How are you not going to cut that off? Look, guys, just for 1 second, look at what's going on right here. Picture this. You see the dude, you clearly cut the route off. You cut the route off. You didn't. It's Wayne fucking Gretzky, guys. Wayne Gretzky said it. He said, you do not go to where the puck is. You go to where the puck is going to be. Okay? Obviously not Wayne Gretzky fans. Look at these guys. They have the right idea. They still didn't catch him.
A few days ago, ICE invaded an apartment building on the south shore of Chicago. They repelled from helicopters.
This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus.
Sexual tyrannosaurus.
Just like me.
Used flashbang grenades, broke down doors.
Bro, how many ICE agents do you think flashbang themselves? Like, fucking, the only time these goofballs have ever done anything is in Call of Duty, bro.
And zip-tied the worst criminals in the godforsaken hellhole that is Chicago. You know, children. Because so many infants are in Tren de Aragua. They're arresting the worst of the worst. Gang members. You know, we're all gang members.
Dude, they haven't even been putting out any, like, propaganda. That's how bad this has gotten. They've straight up given up on even putting out their, like, propaganda videos of how bad all the, like, the guys are that they're getting. Man, they're murderers and rapists and kidnappers and all that stuff. Now they're just like, no, we're arresting children. That actually is true.
Hang out. Bakeries, schools, churches, parks, food trucks, and in court.
They're icebergs. DJ.
You know, while they're immigrating legally. Because isn't that what you guys said you wanted? Yeah, let's want them there legally. But let's go back to these cosplay commandos, these dickless douchebags zip-tying children in the middle of the night. Do you punks in ICE, do you guys have parents? Do you think they're proud of you?
Nope.
So here's what's happening. ICE is hiring untrained and incompetent mask-wearing cowards who are now going after kids and sleeping families because they can't take on people tougher than that. You know, comedians.
Kimmel. Oh, the trials are going to be amazing. The Nuremberg trials are going to be so amazing. Subscribe to my channel, guys. Subscribe to my channel. Because when the Nuremberg trials happen, we are going to live stream that shit 24/7. 24/7. Every verdict. Every single verdict.
Here is Valley Girl Voldemort letting you know how tough he actually is.
They have no idea how ruthless we are. They think they're tough. They have no idea how tough we are.
Guys, Stephen Miller. Man, woo, Stephen Miller, he gives a good speech, guys.
Voldemort letting you know how tough he actually is.
They have no idea how ruthless we are. They think they're tough. They have no idea how tough we are. They think that they're hardcore. We are so much more hardcore than they are.
Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, I need that on a fucking sound clip. I need that so bad. I'm gonna have to go make that sound clip after this, guys.
We're the coolest of the cool, the toppest of the top, the
So
meanest of the
hardcore.
mean, and the badasses of the badasseriousness people. Now, I'm pretty sure the Crips and the Bloods are just crapping their pants right now.
You ever had your shit pushed in? Your shit pushed in. Simple question.
So after this interview, Stephen Miller then crawled into the gutted skin of a dead hyena and dreamt of eating a newborn baby. So, we have a government run by a rapist pedophile, 34-time convicted felon tax cheat who is now sending soldiers to arrest people in the middle of the night and zip tying half-naked children. You know, alpha males. The saddest thing is these unemployed cowards who took ICE bonuses so they could tell their parole officer they finally had a job. And after all the bitching and moaning about Biden forgiving student loans, did you know if you join ICE, you can get $60,000 of your school loans forgiven?
Yep. Not like these people are ever going to use it. Come on, man. These people ain't going to school. Look at these dipshits. They ain't one of these dummies going to use that money to go to school. These dummies are in the office right now going, is there any way I could get that confounded? Can I get confounded? Is there any way I can get that converted? God damn it, converted. I want to say the word converted. Oh, converted into food stamps. I was trying so fucking hard. Oh, shit. Verdicts, are you giving them due process? They don't know what due process is, Nils. We're not going to give them due process. They don't know what it is. You don't have to give it to them if they don't know what it is. Oh, covfefe. Converted into confefe.
Except you think these inbred, inept walking beanbags went to college? They wouldn't even have a GED? You can't forgive a college debt if you didn't go to college or 11th grade. It's just another Trump grift. So, we have insecure insurgents invading peaceful cities so another insecure, illiterate, pedophile felon can stay president. And be clear, that's what this is about. I was just in Portland, people. There's no violence. I have friends in Chicago. There's no violence, at least way less than Shreveport. But let's contrast and compare. The troops from Texas they are sending into Chicago and Portland. Well, the murder rate in Dallas is 14 people for every 100,000. Now in Chicago, it's 18 murders per 100,000. Okay, but...
Yep. So I was trying to explain this to somebody, and you guys have heard me explain this before on this stream before. When people talk about California and they're like, oh, there's more murders than any state. Los Angeles County has 10 million people. Do you know how many states in the United States has less people than Los Angeles County? 40! There are 40 states in the United States of America that have a smaller population than Los Angeles County. I do hope one day that California secedes. You know why? You know why I hope for that? Because I think it's going to be fucking hilarious to hear all these dipshit conservatives go, yeah, get the fuck out of our United States of America. We don't need you anymore. And then when they realize that just Los Angeles County by itself has a higher GDP than fucking any one of those red states by far, it's just going to be amazing. It's going to feel so good. And then we're going to build a wall between us and them. And we're going to be like, sorry, no illegals allowed. 40. So when people say, California has a lot of homeless people, California has a lot of crime, California has 30 plus million people. It's the largest state in the United States, and I know Trump supporters are bad at fucking math. I know numbers are anathema. They're your fucking arch nemesis. But sit down with a crayon and a piece of paper and have your mom come over and help you. And do the fucking math and figure out what per capita means. You fucking dipshits.
But in Portland, it's 10 murders per 100,000. Why aren't we sending troops into Dallas? Or Richmond, Virginia, 24 murders per 100,000. Or Milwaukee, 23 per 100,000. Memphis, 40 murders per 100,000. Dayton, 30 murders per 100,000. And the winner, St. Louis, at 54 murders per 100,000. Yet no troops. In desperate need of cardio, dropping out of helicopters and kicking in doors to arrest terrorist toddlers in those cities. Our president is a dick.
Fourth largest economy in the world. You are correct, sir.
Tater, a felon, a liar, a con man, a rapist, and as far as we can tell, a pedophile. And we have to assume he is because he won't release the Epstein files. Congestive heart Führer is trying to end this country as we know it.
Oh, the congestive heart Führer. oh, that might take over as my new favorite. Look, Kenko's McTaco Tits it's growing old. I like it. I love it. Love my IHIP ladies. Okay? But congestive heart Führer is pretty fucking good, guys.
But it's not going to happen. So don't wait. You need to get active now. Don't wait. Get loud. Scream sanity.
Yep.
Or live in tyranny. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. You know, when they finally snap, when people finally don't take this shit anymore, and I get it's going to get ugly, but to go after these fat, doughy, incompetent, untrained, fat fucks is going to be hilarious. Just looking at the internet, people are so smart. Do you understand what's going to happen? It never works. Read a history book, you dumb fucks.
God, I love Titus. Dude, I'm pretty sure we're related in some way, shape, or form. I hope we are. I'm going to get me a 23andMe. Brenda! Me and Titus brothers! He seems like he should be my brother. Okay? God, I love Titus. He's right, though. Hey, these fucking people, these ICE dudes can't fight. They can't run. They're fucking out of shape. They're doughboys. Pete Hegseth's dream of a strong military force that's in peak physical condition. Like, brother, he ain't talking about ICE, obviously. He definitely isn't talking about ICE at all. Because these people, they're not in any kind of shape. They're, okay, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I always admit when I'm wrong. They're in a shape. They're in the shape of a donut. In the shape of a fucking basketball. Oh shit, dude. So we got to continue with the ICE thing, and I found somebody. And you guys might know who this is, but I found this guy, and you guys know how much I like talking about the YouTube streamers that are down on my level, the guys that are smaller channels like myself. All right, and this dude, I saw the name of this video, and I was like, wait, what? And I was like, we gotta watch this one. So I hope you guys are ready for this. This is Huey Lee in the news. Okay, that's not me being racist. Just so you guys know, first off, it's the name of his channel. Don't cancel me. Huey Lee in the news, okay? What ICE violence tells you about dating, the best red flag testing mechanism. I've watched a little bit of this video already, so I can tell you guys that this guy, kind of amazing. I mean, I don't know. I didn't watch the whole thing, so there's a possibility that this ends up being a bad recommendation. But you should go and you should sub to Huey Lee in the news. Because what I saw was good. All right? So then we're going to watch this video. Let's have some fun. Let's let Huey here give us... That's the video too, guys. So please go to the video when you have a chance. I know YouTube is acting crazy right now, but go to the video, hit the like button, drop a comment, tell them that the Angry Ginger sent you, and hit the subscribe button for Huey Lee in the news. And let's watch this video.
I've seen hundreds of clips of ICE agents doing their incel shit against women. This one is far from the worst, but it's just so revealing that I have to show it to you.
Who is talking to you? No. Hey, this is the one that they created.
Oh shit! And let me show you something
Obviously,
too.
there had been.
Let me show you something here too. Look at this little fat, out of shape jackass that could get his ass whooped by like my fucking 12-year-old. Okay, look at him press in here. This little garbage incel, this dude that the only titties he's ever touched in his entire life was his mom's, and he still dreams about that day. He just wants to put his mouth on him. Okay, this little motherfucker pressed up in here to do that shit. He thinks he's a man. He thinks he's a hard ass. With macing a woman, guys.
Show it to you.
Who is talking to you? No. Hey, this is the one that they created.
Oh shit.
Obviously, there had been no physical altercations or whatsoever. The officers weren't trying to defend that spot or anything. So what on earth was the purpose of that attack? Well, just kidding. We all know what the purpose was, right? They're sadistic. They enjoy that shit. What else could it be?
This ain't Chris Norland, man. That's racist, AJ. It's not Chris Norland.
They were seeking the psychological satisfaction from violence. But I'm not talking about ICE or immigration policy today. I'm actually talking about sexual selection. I just want you to take a second to imagine what life is like for those men's wives.
Yeah. Except for the one thing I have to say to Huey here is they probably never touched a vagina, Huey. That's why they're this angry. That's why this entire generation of men, they're just sad. They're weak. They're angry. They're hateful. You know why? Because they never figured out how to talk to a woman. They thought, I sit down and tell them about how much I love Charlie Kirk, bro. I tell the ladies how much I love Charlie Kirk, and dude, the other day I was watching Andrew Wilson, he's actually really good. He owns the liberals, and women just dry up. They're like, oh God, is this what you talk about all the time? What you do on YouTube? This is your thing? Fuck. Never mind. Here, I'll pay for the dinner. I've got to go. These men are sad. They're angry. They're hateful human beings, and they'll die virgins. You know why? Because there's not a woman on earth that would let that dude stick his nightstick in her. Let's just be honest. Even with the low level of MAGA women out there, okay? The white trash MAGA ladies wouldn't let half these dudes touch them. They're already taken.
How do you put up with a psychological train wreck like that on a daily basis? And how about their kids? What will happen when their toddlers talk back to them? This may sound like mansplaining, but I just think it's a good idea for everyone in the dating market, especially women, to avoid suitors like this. You can just show a nice clip to your date and observe their reactions. I don't know about...
That's actually a solid fucking idea. I didn't watch this far. I didn't know where he was going with this. Okay? That's a solid idea. Ladies, get yourself a Joe Rogan clip or an ICE clip and get it queued up and show it to a dude. Show it to a dude on a date and see what his reaction to that is. Just be like, man, just fucking, twist the phone over to him. Just slide it across and just hit the play button and just lean back. And if that dude's like, oh, dude, she deserves that. Just go ahead and spin your phone back around to you. Go ahead and hit the Uber. Have your Uber pull up and just be like, later, incel, you don't deserve to breed. That's what you should do. That's what you should do.
But I've known some weird-ass men in my life. I can tell you, not only they won't get angry at the officers, they may even look amused. Ooh, take that. If your romantic interest reacts to those clips in a cynical way, you are in danger. I'll read you some statistics. So 15% of women and 4% of men in the US have been injured as a result of intimate partner violence. And 1 in 4 women...
I wonder if he'll bring it up, but one of the reasons that I talk about guns being removed from domestic violence relationships is that something like 2 women per day are killed by guns in a domestic violence incident. It's insane. Who just walked in here? What up, Shan? What's happening? He hurts.
Men and 1 in 7 men in the U.S. have been victim of severe physical violence by an intimate partner. Those numbers don't even include child abuse. I can't find a number that people agree on. But definitely no less than 20% of all U.S. adults experienced physical or sexual abuse when they were children. Oh, and don't forget this. So more than half of female murder victims were killed by a current or former male intimate partner. So I'm not fear-mongering, okay? Violence from an intimate partner, especially a man, is more likely than any other type of violence. Fox News can't stop talking about transgender attacks in bathrooms.
Right? Things that never happen. Like literally every time that I fucking ask somebody about this, they can never find an example. Yet, I can clearly find example after example of MAGA Republicans that have touched children. That's crazy. You know, I follow this page. It's Reich Wing Watch, REICH Wing Watch, and you should follow them too. You know why? Because every day they post a new profile of some MAGA Republican or MAGA pastor or MAGA politician that touch children. It's crazy how consistent it is. Yet you can't find a single fucking time where a transgender person has attacked somebody in a bathroom. And don't forget that Donald Trump just recently, when talking about Washington, D.C., and its crime rate, said, you know, there's not really any crime anymore. There's all the crimes are pretty much gone. Except for the ones they say when a man has a little argument with his wife, a little argument, they say, that's a crime. That's a crime. Yeah, Donald Trump thinks that domestic abuse shouldn't be a crime. That's what these people see from their leader. So when a dude like that walks up and sprays a woman in the face with mace, it's not really all that surprising. And this guy is actually being a little more serious than I could be here, because I have to say that if my daughter ever dated a dude like this, I would choke him to death in his sleep. Just fucking, it'd be no problem for me.
Well, those never happened. Like ever. Totally made up. What does happen every goddamn day is the old school domestic abuse. So it's pretty risky to invite someone who condones violence into your life, let alone your children's life. I'm not talking about good or bad, okay? You can fall for a guy not so ethical. That's fine. You know, there are all kinds of kinks, okay? I'm not making a moral judgment here. But you shouldn't live with a man that may spray sunscreen or even pesticide into your eyes. It's not an ethical...
Yeah, Ivana Hermit. I was just talking to somebody today about that didn't know about him, the book she wrote about him abusing her and raping her, and then her falling down the stairs.
Issue. It's a matter of self-preservation. Here's another video I want to show you. So she did not pose any threat to that
garbage ass human being.
She didn't even say anything provocative. All she said was her age, which was 15. She was not in the driver's seat, so there couldn't have been any driving violations either. And somehow the guy felt the urge to
fuck these people. For reals though.
Press her onto the ground. Why? Duh. This was a practice for rape. The guy was practicing on a 15-year-old. So the bright side of seeing so much...
It makes him feel powerful. He thinks he's so hardcore. He thinks he's such a strong dude. Man, he gets to go home and he gets to tell people, he gets to tell his boys about how he, like, earlier today, man, I threw the 16-year-old girl on the ground, bro. Like, these are garbage-ass human beings. That dude, I don't give a fuck. He's a terrible-ass human being. Shit-ass, garbage, fucking piece of shit human being.
Violence in broad daylight is that it can serve as a sexual selection mechanism. If you want to know whether a person is safe to hang out with, just check how they react to these videos.
Yep, 100%.
Better still,
that's actually fucking based.
Ask them on social media and see how they comment in public. Because unlike other types of violence, these incidents are fully recorded. So there's no room for interpretation. There's no ambiguity who was responsible. And if a guy can't even denounce this, he has some serious issues. What he needs is professional help, not a wife.
Yeah. Ain't no woman gonna be able to fix that shit. Sorry. Yep. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's actually a based idea. Like, show some dude that you're dating those videos, and if that dude laughs or he's like, she got what she deserved or whatever, fucking run. Red flag. Run. Get out of there. Like, dude, move to another state. Like, it's crazy that these people, like, not only do they exist, but they're applauded for all the crazy shit that they do. Like, not only do they exist, but there are people that support the things that they're doing. They enjoy seeing people harmed. They enjoy seeing people afraid. It gets them up. It gets them going. It's masturbatory, you know? It's like, if a person finds these videos to be at all in any way pleasurable, get the fuck out of there. And as I said before, a lot of the stuff that people can do nowadays to fight back against this stuff is to record it, make sure that that gets on video. Like I said, the Nuremberg trials are going to be amazing. So record it, get evidence of this action, call it out, and more than anything, you need to be making fun of these people. You need to be mocking them. You need to be laughing in their faces. You need to be insulting them. You need to be calling them every fucking name in the book. You know why? Because they don't like it. They like to think they're big fucking men. They like to think they're so hardcore. They like to think they're badasses, and really, really deep down inside, they're fucking just scared little kids. That's all they are. They're reenacting the same abuse that their parents did to them, and they're taking it out on people because they're broken ass human beings. These people, they don't react to when you come at them and you're sad, you're scared, you're afraid, you back down. All that does is embolden these people. All that does is make them want to do it more, because that's what they get off on. That's what they like. So what you need to be doing is you need to be laughing in their face, insulting them, letting them know, you know what? The day that you fall, I'm going to be there with fucking popcorn. I'm going to be live streaming that shit. We're going to be having a fucking celebration, the likes that people have never seen before, all while watching you get what you deserve. And the way we're seeing that nowadays, one of the places I like seeing it the most. One of the things that I like seeing it the most right now is what's going on in Portland. I love what's going on in Portland right now. I love seeing all the frogs, all the inflatable costumes, all the dance stuff. It's great. Mock them. These people deserve to be made fun of every day. Not even just until this shit's over. After this shit. They should be on the internet for the rest of time. Never to be forgotten. Always mocked. You want to talk about cancel culture? Oh shit, you haven't even seen it yet, my friends. Curtis Yarvin wants to flee this country for a reason, because he knows what's about to come. He knows what the reaction from all the people that are tired of this stupid shit, that are exhausted by all this fucking theater and bullshit. He knows what the repercussions of all that's going to be. And he wants to get the hell out of here as soon as possible. So, good on you. Stay safe. Do not fall for the bullshit. Don't attack a police officer. Don't attack ICE. That's what they want from you. They want you they want to catch on tape. They want to do the same thing. They want to catch you on tape doing something that they can use to say, look, here they are. Here's all these violent people doing this thing. So that way they can bring in the real military, right? Not these ICE fucks with their donut bodies, okay? Body by Little Caesars. Like, these dudes, they want you to assault one of these dudes so that way they can bring in the military. That's what they want really, really badly. So I really like what's going on in Portland right now. And this is Kyle Kalinske talking a little bit about that.
So as you all know, the ICE Gestapo thugs are completely and utterly out of control in this country. But I do want to give you some good news.
Thanks, Golf Marine. I love you too. Even if it is just the Applejack talking.
Examples of fighting back that I actually think are brilliant. So let's start with this one. Here we have, at one of the protests, here we have a lawyer who's an expert in this stuff, who has a megaphone, who shows up, and he lays down the law to law enforcement that, of course, is, violating laws all willy-nilly and being as aggressive as they want to be. And so this guy is here to protect the protesters and lay down the law. This is awesome. Watch this. Here we go.
Do not understand what state law you are invoking. Please be clear in your instructions. These peaceful protesters are exercising their First Amendment right. They do not understand your order. They do not understand your statements. You, state troopers, are an unlawful assembly right now because you're impinging on our First Amendment right to free expression. We do not understand your instructions. You have weapons. We do not have weapons. You are invoking, you appear to be threatening violence. We're not threatening violence. You are exacerbating the tension. We are lowering the tension. We don't understand what you're doing. We don't understand why you're doing it. We don't understand how to comply with your orders. You said to disperse. Where do you want us to go? Why can't we exercise our First Amendment rights? Where is the Commander Owen or State Trooper Owen? Where are you? You need to be clear.
This is incredible. As a lot of...
And like I said, there's not going to be any, I was just doing my job. Nah, fuck that. Like, get video of every one of those people that are doing this abuse. Every fucking ICE agent that throws somebody on the ground. Every fucking state police officer that shoves a protester's face into the grass and handcuffs them. Get video of every one of these people. Because it's going to be important. It's going to be important. And we do need more people like this gentleman. We need professionals. One of the things, I really like Gary's economics, right? And one of the things that is always really important about what he says on Gary's economics is I understand from my experience as a trader and as, and my education in economics, what is wrong with the situation, but I need professionals. I need people that know politics. I know people that have connections. I need people that can do things. So if you have like a ability, a specialized ability, like being a lawyer, like being a police officer that doesn't think that what's going on now is right, you should show up and you should help these people. These people should know their rights. And when you have people videotaping what's going on, you should be also saying to those people, like, hey, if you see somebody that's being unlawfully detained or is harmed by a police officer or is harmed by an ICE agent, let's make sure that that person gets some information so that way they can get a hold of that video. So that way they can use it in whatever trial does take place at one point. Because one of the things that we are seeing right now is that we are seeing that the judicial system hasn't completely broken, that it has bent, and it has bent pretty fucking far, but that we're still seeing a lot of judges out there that are still holding to the rule of law. And that means that there's a potential for some of these people having recompense, right? So we want to see people out at these protests that know what they're talking about, that have expertise. I'm not talking about bullshit. I'm not talking about you took 2 months of college. I'm talking about real people that have real expertise, that are professionals or former professionals that can help these protesters to get any type of legal help or whatever that they need, or to help de-escalate situations to keep people from getting harmed as well.
People are pointing out there should be a lawyer at every single one of these protests with a megaphone, almost like doing, commentary on exactly what's happening and explaining like, yep, all right, there's one law broken right there. This cop's assaulting this innocent person. We listened to all their commands, but then they gave an unlawful command and we peacefully resisted that, and then they still assaulted us. And
yeah, and once again, it's all on video. Very important, because he can say, look, here we are saying these things. These people did this knowing that we did not understand.
I mean, this is incredible. This is amazing. This is a great way to resist. I love this.
Yeah, no sovereign citizen shit. Please, for the love of fucking Christ, the last thing we need is sovereign citizen shit. Please do not bring the sovereign citizen shit. I come from a place where people do fucking sovereign citizen shit, and that shit just drives me nuts. Manny's right. No sovereign citizen bullshit.
This idea. So if there are lawyers out there, get involved in these anti-ICE protests, get involved in the anti-Trump protests, because we need this energy, man. We need that energy.
Yep.
We need that professionalism. We need that energy. We need that understanding of the law. The other day, we covered this priest who was at an anti-ICE protest and got shot in the face.
Yeah, how are you going to be a Christian and a MAGA? How is that even possible, man? The Pope don't like you. Priests don't like you. The only fucking MAGA pastors out there that support the only pastors out there that support MAGA are fucking loony people that say shit like black men should be executed for being rebellious, that slavery was a good thing. Like, that's the only people that are on your side, MAGA. That's the only fucking religious people that believe the same shit. The true, like, real religious Christian people that believe in helping others and such are not on your side. Not even close. It's insane.
With a pepper ball. He got shot in the head with a pepper ball. Well, now he's come forward and he gave an interview on what went down, and this is amazing. Let's watch.
After they shot me in my head and my face and multiple times in my torso, arms, and legs, I was shielded by the bodies of others who were there, who rushed in to support me and took many more hits that were intended for me. Within 2 minutes, quite a number of ICE officers, maybe 15, maybe 20, rushed out of the gate and began to shove us down. And I was already disabled on the ground, but attempted to get away. And they continued to shove us in a kettling maneuver towards a place where we would not be able to escape. And you can see in that video, ICE officers shoving protesters who were standing and speaking and chanting and singing peacefully and praying peacefully, shoving us down. And then,
like I said, remember who every one of these dudes are. Every one of these guys, women, whatever it is. Videotape, get that shit. At one point or another, it's going to become very important that we have evidence of their crimes against the citizens of America.
Dispensing a huge amount of chemical weapons onto us. We could hear them laughing as they were shooting us from the roof. And it was deeply disturbing.
Yeah, this was crazy because...
Yeah, it's a cult on the right, 100%.
None of them were anywhere like...
I have a video for that in a minute, John.
You couldn't even make a stretch of an argument that any of these people were being violent or doing something illegal or wrong. And they just casually stood there, aimed their fucking weapons, and shot pepper balls at these innocent people.
Yeah, because these are people that have wanted to do this for their whole life, dude. They want to be part of the fucking Gestapo. That's what I keep saying about ICE. That is, like, this is the plan, man. The plan is, because they know that getting the military to do certain things is going to be difficult, right? Because people that join ICE, they join ICE because they're fucking losers, all right? Let's just be fucking honest. There's not a bunch of people in ICE that are like, man, I'm going to make the world a better place. These are fucking losers, okay? People in the military, there are people that are literally like, oh, I was just hoping to join the military, get, like, you know, some money for education so that way I could better my life. There are people in the military that actually care about the country. There are people in the military that are good people. ICE is filled with fucking peaked in high school losers, and they know that they can have these people do shit to American citizens that they can't get the military to do. They're building their own personal army. They're building their own Gestapo. And day in and day out, these ICE garbage human beings are sitting here doing these things to the citizens because they know they can get them to do it. They know.
All over their bodies. And again, for this priest, it was in his face. It was like on his head.
We've gotten to witness a few things about these ICE agents operating in Broadview. And really what it has shown us is how disorganized they are and how poorly supervised and trained they are. We've also heard ICE agents talking to each other, one of whom said, man, I don't even remember why I'm here anymore. And the other said, I don't know either. So there's a deep demoralization that we are seeing as we're bringing this peaceful and spiritual protest against their tactics and what they are doing to our city and our communities and our neighbors.
Some of them are going to be of that mindset. Some of them are going to be like, what the fuck are we doing? This is crazy. But there's going to be a significant chunk of them as well that are like, they just love the violence for the...
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's great to hear. I'm open to being wrong. But I don't think I am. I think the greater amount of these ICE agents are people that are happy to harm people because they've never had power and they've always wanted power. Like that, they want to, they want to take out their lifetime of failure on American citizens. Like, that's what it seems like to me.
Sake of the violence. They were picked on when they were kids, and they never felt like they had any power in their lives, and they want to get back at people who, to them, in their minds, represent the people who bullied them. All these deep psychological reasons why these people get off on the violence. They love the violence. They support the violence. They want to commit the violence. It makes them feel strong, makes them feel masculine. But
makes them feel in control. It makes them feel like they're in power.
We gotta stand up to them across the board. And hopefully there's some half-decent people within these agencies that, will voice, like, what the fuck are we doing? Let's not do this. All right, I still got more. So this is amazing.
Yeah, this is my favorite. This is what I'm talking about. This is the plan right here. This is what we want to see people doing. This right here, the frog guys, fucking pelvic thrusting. That's what I'm talking about.
So the New York Post says the Portland anti-ICE protesters seen wearing inflatable frog suit has claimed to be harmlessly protesting with humor. But now a new report has revealed that the person under the costume is
proud Antifa terrorist. Oh, dude, this fucking timeline is so dumb. The guy in the frog suit is a proud Antifa terrorist. I can't anymore. MAGA is fucking dumb, dude. MAGA, if you're in MAGA, I have zero respect for you. Like, I tried so goddamn hard, man. I tried for the first year or two. I was like, man, I'm from the trailer park. I understand blue collar. I understand working class. Like, I get why people, wanted to see a shake up in the system. Nah, y'all are just retarded. I'm sorry. It's fucking 100%. You're the dumbest human beings on the planet.
Is a self-described proud Antifa terrorist. You guys are a fucking joke, bro. Clearly that's tongue-in-cheek. Clearly it's like, yeah, here I am in my fucking frog suit, jumping around and dancing around, and I sure am an Antifa terrorist, right? But no, New York Post writes it like it's real, like this is serious. So as Evan points out, one of the core tenets of conservatism is not understanding when something is a joke and getting scared. So guys, this is what they're like, terrorist! Here's what they're saying that about. Ready? Watch this video. Here we go.
The Portland anti-ICE protester seen wearing an inflatable frog suit, who has been popping up all over the internet, has claimed to be harmlessly protesting with humor. But now...
Dude, was he casting a spell? Was he casting a spell right there?
over the internet, has claimed to be harmlessly protesting with humor. But now a new report has revealed the protester under the costume to be a self-described...
I cannot take this video seriously with this commentary.
Proud...
No, you can't!
Antifa terrorist. Here's everything you need to know.
Here's everything you need to know! What the fuck is this shit, dude? Oh, no. Oh, thank you. What the fuck, Dad Shoes? Thank you for the 10 memberships, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Oh, this isn't real life, man. I need to move somewhere else. I can't do this shit anymore. Are we fucking literally making videos about the dude in the frog suit and calling him a terrorist? There's people that are dumb enough to believe this shit. That's why I am struggling so hard right now.
What became known online as the Portland Frog has recently been spotted on a near daily basis.
This is what he's
sticking
doing!
Out like a sore thumb during clashes between federal agents and anti-ICE protesters.
He's just jumping around in a fucking frog suit, and they're acting like this is wait, dude, what a thug, what a criminal.
Bro, but what? Osama bin Froggin. Guys, he's a terrorist. Osama bin Froggin.
What a gangster. So the thugs, the criminals, and the gangsters are not the people cracking skulls of innocents and shooting pepper balls at the heads of priests. Those are not the bad guys. The bad guys are the ones jumping around in a frog suit in protest of your fascism. Okay, wait for it. I got more. So apparently some people saw this and they were like, oh, right on. This is what we're doing. So, inflatable character spotted protesting outside Broadview ICE Detention Center in the Chicago area. This is by Freedom News, I guess. Yeah.
Dude, I need to get me one of these inflatable suits, bro. And these, I want a T-Rex though. I want to be a T-Rex.
Yeah, freedomnews.tv. So look at this video. This is amazing what you're about to see. Ready?
Dude, what are they gonna do when Halloween comes around? Dude, ICE is gonna fear for their life when Halloween happens. They're like, look at all these people in costumes. So many inflatable costumes. They're gonna have like PTSD, bro. Like this is their Vietnam, okay? This is their Vietnam, guys. Halloween's gonna happen and fucking ICE agents are gonna be fucking war rolling and shit. Fucking, oh, I'm ready. Fucking stay away from me. What the fuck? Winnie the Pooh. That's pretty goddamn bass right there. That's what I'm talking about. Dude, that cow needs to try to touch somebody with them udders, bro.
Tell me what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like! Tell me what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like! Tell me what democracy looks like! This is what democracy looks like!
So you get the idea. Now that these people are getting trolled. I got one more for you because I love everything in this segment. I love how they're resisting. This is amazing to me. Because it shows, I've said this before, but yes, these people are evil. Yes, these people are fucking demonic, these ICE agents, the Trump regime. But they're also incredibly goofy and incompetent and, like, embarrassing. And so there has to be a healthy dose of, like, mockery for them. Not just like, oh...
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. It has to be this way.
They're evil, scary fascists. It's also got to be like, yeah, but you're also a bloated fucking fat fuck freak prick, right? Like,
thank you. God, I love hearing these fucking YouTube guys, like, actually, like, speak with their fucking voice. God damn it, man. I just wish people would listen to me like 2 years ago. Although 2 years ago I was kind of nicer too. But I was making fun of them. I was mocking the shit out of these fucking MAGA Republicans. And people were telling me I was mean. I wasn't even that mean. These guys are way meaner than I was 2 years ago. A couple of years ago, people were telling me how mean I was for making fun of MAGA and stuff. And now people are meaner than I was back then. I love hearing it, though.
It's also got to be like, yeah, but you're also a bloated fucking fat fuck freak prick, right? Like, you're also a ridiculous person who never should have even become president. Like, you're clearly not suited for this, not fit for this, and you just, like, coasted your way on fucking ego and bullshitting, right? And so, like, the whole thing is a farce. Like, the whole regime is a fucking farce.
Yep. It's a fucking clown show is what it is. It's a circus. So much good happening from the worst reasons. Yeah. Skelts. I keep saying it, man. Like, there's so much good that is coming from all of this shit. And, like, I do feel like we are doing the damn thing. I do feel like that things are progressing in a way. I know sometimes, like, people feel like they're exhausted, they're nihilistic. They feel like, like things aren't getting better. But I think that it is, because one of the things about the Portland and the Chicago things is the live streams, man. Like, people being able to see the live streams, like, MAGA Republicans aren't ever going to bend on any of this shit. You know that. But for normies, for regular ass people that are like, yo, like, I have a friend who's MAGA, and he says that, like, in Portland, like, they're burning down the place, like, Black Lives Matter style, bro. Fucking, they're about to go to war. You can, like, show them now, like, here's a live stream. Like, do you think it looks that crazy? Like, any normal person is going to watch the live streams and be like, nah, it looks kind of fucking goofy, actually. Even the protests in Chicago and stuff that you see any type of violence at all, it's the ICE agents committing violence on the protesters. So it's like anybody that's normal, like a normal person, like, it still drives me nuts to this day that there are people that are like, you're like, damn, there's like just a crazy time right now in this country, and they're like, what are you talking about? Things that, you sure, it's a little weird right now, but like, fuck politics, I just don't even pay attention to it. It's like, bro, it's one thing to say you don't care about politics when it's like fucking Mitt Romney versus Barack Obama. All right, Like if you're like, man, I don't want to get into a discussion on how immigration could or could not work. Okay, I understand that. This is a whole goddamn different time. And if you're just going to seriously be like, I don't know what's going on right now, I'm going to call bullshit. Okay? I'm going to call bullshit. There's no way that people now don't know. But if you got a normie friend and they're watching the ICE protests and they see agents beating up protesters, shooting priests in the head with fucking paintballs, you know, like any normal person is going to see that stuff and be like, well, that's not right. Like, that's not right. You know, even like a more conservative person is going to see that shit and be like, that's not right. So one of the great things of all of this that's coming out is being able to see how we can combat against future fascist authoritarian governments.
You know what I'm saying? And so there's got to be that healthy dose of mockery. So I got one more for you, and this is also amazing to me. I can't play the video for you because we'll get struck down because there's nudity in it. But hundreds of nude bikers have now joined the protest outside of the ICE facility in Portland. So nude bikers, it's raining in Portland, which is not a surprise. It always rains in Portland.
Dude, those ICE agents are like, stop! I'm getting erect. I'm totally not gay. Dude, now, I'm not suggesting this because I don't even want to think of the repercussions of what would happen to a man that's not wearing pants getting shot with a paintball. That shit would hurt. But a bunch of dudes with no pants in Portland just standing out in front of ICE would be fucking hilarious. They're like, I don't have an erection. I don't know what you're talking about. I have a banana in my pocket. I've got my Glock in my pocket. I'm not gay. Totally not gay.
But like, got a whole bunch of fucking, and again, I won't play it because when you go back in this crowd and there's people on bikes, but there are a lot of people who are naked. And so you see titties, you see ass, you see all sorts of stuff. So I'm not going to play it. But a bunch of nudists showed up to protest and they like laid down on the bridge and shit and blocked the bridge. It was amazing. It was amazing. And
that is a type of courage that I don't have. I'm going to be honest with you. Look, I'm willing to do a lot of shit, guys. Like if it comes to the fisticuffs, bro, I'm there for y'all. All right, I'm there for y'all. All right, but I don't know about laying naked on a bridge. I feel way too exposed. Shrinkage, Pam says. Yeah, exactly. They're not very good shots. They'll probably end up shooting you in the kneecap trying to hit you in the dick.
So. Like, this is what we love to see. Just fucking gum up the works, bro.
Yeah.
Make it so that they can't do what they're there to do. Make it so 100%. They can't ruin any more lives because there's just such a overwhelming tidal wave of people being like, hey, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. I love it. What we need to do is get to the point.
And do it in numbers. Do it in numbers, guys. You got to do it in numbers. Because the more of you there are, the harder it is for them to fuck with you, man.
Where there's like, imagine like 100,000 people out there in inflatable cartoon costumes.
Dude, it's amazing.
That would be incredible. I would love, imagine the optics, and it would be perfect for the textbooks of how evil and stupid the Trump regime is. Yep. The optics of like the cartoon frog you have an ICE agent jumping on the back of the cartoon frog and trying to detain him. Like, I'm telling you, man, this shit is going to be in the history books. I mean, I hate living through history, but if we're...
Dude, this is going to be in the history books. No, it's already hard enough to talk about history in America, bro. God damn it, man. Why does this country, we're like fucking dysfunctional children. We are. Like, it's already, I was saying to somebody the other day, talking about moving out of the country, right? I'm like talking about like what places would be good, you know, and this is for real. Like, everybody should have a plan in case shit does go sideways. Like I said, I actually feel really good about where things are going. I just think that, you know, like, you gotta don't fall for the bait. Don't attack a cop. Don't get physically violent with an ICE officer. Don't fall for the bait, right? But I don't know how much people can take. And I do feel like things are going the right way, but they could go sideways real quick. So I do think that people should be looking into finding places to move outside of the country that you can go to that you don't need to apply for visas and stuff. Places like Albania. Albania is a place. The Philippines, I believe you can go to the Philippines for like a year. Georgia, not great because of the recent Russian incursion back in Obama's 2014, 2016. But I think you can live there for like 3 years without a visa. So you should have like some plan or whatever for all that stuff. But I do feel like it has been getting a lot better. It has been. It was at an SOC. I think that things, for the most part, are getting to a point. But you should have some plan.
Gonna live through history. Let's play our.
That's what I was gonna say. And by thinking about that, we were talking about like how much like history like European nations have, Asian nations have, and how much like cool shit you can go see. Like if you move to Albania, like you're right across the sea from Italy, right? Like you can like fucking day trip over to Italy. And I was talking about like all the history of Italy and stuff like that. And we started joking about like America. It's like everything in America, it's like we have very few things that don't have some connotation of violence, you know? It's like, well, this is a really cool place. This is a house. It was a plantation. You're like, fuck. Like this is a trail. Actually, the Native Americans were here. Some people refer to it as the Trail of Tears. That's really unfortunate. You know, it's like there's nothing in America that it doesn't have like some even like the Civil War. Like this is where this is Gettysburg. Yeah, this is where we murdered each other over the right to keep human beings as slaves. Like there's a lot of connotations. And yes, I'm exaggerating. Obviously, there's some places in America that are good places. But it's so much of American history is like tied indelibly to violence and fucking oppression. And it's really fucking sad already. And then we're gonna top our muffin of violence, our cupcake of violence. The frosting on the cupcake of violence is going to be that at one point or another in America's history, we had to protest a fascist authoritarian government by having people lay naked on bridges and wear frog suits and pelvic thrust at ICE agents. This country, we need a therapist. We need a therapist so bad. Like, we are that dude that won't go to therapy.
Our cars the right way and let them fuck up the 1,000 ways they are fucking up. And this is exactly how you fight back. Hey, y'all, do me a favor.
Yeah, and he's not wrong. That is exactly how we fight back, guys. I mean that. I mean it. Be fucking safe, man. I mean it. Be safe. Do not fall for the trap. Don't fall for the bait. Things are going in the right direction, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. Like you will get through this. We will get through this, but you got to stick with it. For me as a Puerto Rican, I'd rather move to the Dominican Republic because there are a lot of issues here. Puerto Rico is slowly becoming Haiti. Yeah, and that's another thing to talk about, like why we don't spend, more of our infrastructure to help an American territory like Puerto Rico. Like there's so much shit we could be doing right now, man. It's so fucking sad. There's so much that America could be doing right now. And we just decided to elect a buffoon, a clown. We elected the worst possible person to do what's going on right now. Like, what's going on with China right now, right? China said that they're not going to release any more of their rare minerals to anybody. And now Scott Bessent's like, we're going to make them pay. You can't make them pay. That China said back, I think it was like almost a decade ago, about 7 years ago, they said that they were planning for real war in 27, 28. Like, there's so many things that are going on right now that we should be actually preparing for, actually being like legit good politicians. We should be getting out, our politicians should be getting out and figuring out a way to avoid war with China. War with China is not good. That's not a good idea. I know that like we are the American exceptionalist country and we think we're the baddest fucking country on the planet and we're the best and all that stuff. Fighting war with China is not going to be fun. Even if America wins that war, it's not going to be fun. And that's not even taking into account that China's current, their current allies are Russia and India, to fucking also large countries. The two largest countries, of course, are China and India. Like, and we've alienated the Canadians. We've alienated all of our allies. Like, we are doing such dumb shit right now. We could be doing such good shit. We could be having so much right now. We could be having UBI and 4-day work weeks. We could have universal health care. We could be doing so many good things. We could be looking at places like Puerto Rico and saying, like, hey, it looks like it's deteriorating. This is a U.S. territory. We should do something about this. We should help these people. And literally, MAGA Republicans don't want that. They don't want to help anybody. Like, that's fucking insane, man. Like, why not want to help people? Most Americans can't even manage basic car maintenance. What's happening, Redonk? Are you enjoying the Battlefield 6, my friend? I've heard it's good. Yeah, it's just, this is stupid. I hate everything that's going on right now. Not even because of, like, the actual hatred and all that shit. Like, I hate that too. But the shit that I hate the most, dude, is just how stupid all of this is. It's all stupid. The things that America is doing right now is just like fucking bass-ackward. We are doing the dumbest shit you could possibly do during the most important time, not in the history of America, but in the history of this world. China produces or owns 90% of all rare minerals on the planet. If they shut that shit down, everything going forward in the future of this fucking planet is having those minerals. They own all of that shit. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Dude, anyways. Yeah, I don't want to get stuck sitting here just doing this. It sucks having MAGA family members. It'll never be the same with them again. Yeah, no, like, the sad thing about that is that, yeah, after this is all over, like I said, check on your MAGA family members because they're probably taking that Heaven's Gate option. They're fucking putting their Nikes on and drinking the Kool-Aid because there isn't any coming back for MAGA after this, man. You can't re-enter society and be like, yeah, like I masturbated to fucking ICE videos, like ripping people out, slamming 16-year-old girls into the ground. So what's wrong with that, you know? They're just going to have to, like they're just going to become more and more isolated. It's just going to get worse and worse for MAGA. And that's actually really sad. It really is fucking sad. When I started doing this stream, I was fucking trying to be as open-minded as possible and be like, I used to say all the time, I'm like, just like waiting for your homie coming out of prison. Like, I'll be outside with a cigarette and a hug, dog. But, like, there's some things you can't come back from. Just like the Nazis couldn't come back from fucking gassing Jews, you know? Like you can't come back from some shit, dude. And we all have family members that are MAGA, and those people, they're never going to get right. That's fucking sad. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. What China doesn't have is farmland? Yeah, but they're fucking innovative, dude. That's the one thing about China, dude. That's the one thing about China is, like, never, ever fucking doubt China. One of the things that I've talked about a lot is that we've always had a knife at China's throat. That's why we've always been so adversarial with China. Is because we have bases in the Philippines, bases in Guam, bases in Japan, and we pretty much have a knife at their throat at all times because they get a lot of their resources through that strait, which is where Taiwan is. One of the reasons they've never invaded Taiwan is because of that. And now they're building high-speed railways across the country so that way they can bring resources into the country through these high-speed railways. Meanwhile, we're over here, we can't even fucking get a train built, dude. America's infrastructure is garbage, dude. China will steal somebody's dirt and import it. Yeah, 100% they will. 100%. I would also like to say that the statehood party here is MAGA. They want America to take them in as a state, but Donald Trump and MAGA in the USA want no Hispanics at all. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, and that's what, and once again, I feel bad. I feel bad, man, because you got minorities, you got Latinos, you got African Americans or black people, you got Asians, you got gay people, you got people that want to be so badly accepted that they'll go to MAGA and prostrate themselves and say, like, hey, like, just love us, just make us a part of America. We don't care. You can be hateful to us, you can be racist against us, just make us one of you. And MAGA, the only time they'll even allow that to be a conversation is when it's time to vote. Like, they're like, you know, it's like when you have two parents, split parents, and I know this, when you have split parents, okay, and you go to one of them, and that one wants custody of you, and that one treats you really well, and then, you know, you go back to the other one, and that one wants custody, and they treat you really well, and then when they have you, they just don't give a fuck about you. Like, that's what MAGA does to fucking special interest groups, to minorities, dude. It's like, they love you and they need your vote, and then after that, they don't fucking care, man. They'll kick you out of the country. They'll take away your rights. They'll shit on you. They don't care if people are violent to you. They think you just deserve it. It's fucking insane. It's insane. Like, we shouldn't be here. It's 2025, man. Like, we have fucking AI and tech. We have, like, I know in America we don't have infrastructure, but other countries have bullet trains that fucking get you, like, across the country in, like, 3 hours. It's fucking insane. That's an exaggeration, but it's still really fucking fast. Like, I hate where our country is right now because of how stupid this is. We could have so much stuff. So much stuff. But since it's getting close to the end of the show, and I've timed this almost perfectly, my new favorite AI channel. Guys, you guys won't hear me because AI is going to take my second job, which to be honest with you guys, AI is going to take my second job, and I'm actually going to be, that's going to be a blessing for me. I can just go back to working my one job and just stick that one, and AI can have this shit. AI can talk about politics all day long, okay? You can do this shit instead of me. But I'm not a big supporter of AI content. But bringing back Christopher Hitchens, I fully applaud it. If this is what is necessary, and if somebody could bring back AI George Carlin, I'd be super, super excited. And a friend of mine who hates politics, hates talking about it, was talking about bringing back AI Walter Cronkite. Also, 100% on board with that. So this video... Oh, thank you for the $5. Fantra Death, thank you for the $5. There are so many things we need to be focusing on. We have literal world-ending problems piling up while people argue about who can use a bathroom. 100% fan. 100%. 100%. You know what I'm talking about, fan. You know what I'm talking about. All right. So this is the AI Christopher Hitchens channel. If you guys haven't checked it out, even if you hate AI, bringing back Christopher Hitchens, it's worth it. Okay? And this is AI Christopher Hitchens roasting MAGA. Because if Christopher Hitchens was alive, good Lord, do you know how amazing this time would be if Christopher Hitchens and George Carlin were still here? Oh my God, it'd be amazing. So let's watch this video. It's called The Greatest Roast of MAGA Ever Made, featuring AI Christopher Hitchens.
The clinical definition of a cult requires surprisingly few elements: a charismatic leader whose word becomes law, followers who surrender their critical faculties at the altar of belonging, the systematic rejection of external reality in favor of internal mythology, and the demonization of anyone who dares question the sacred narrative. By every conceivable
Yeah, that checks out.
metric, what we are witnessing in the MAGA movement is not politics as traditionally understood, but rather the most successful cult indoctrination of millions in modern...
Dude, I said that. Like, that's 100% true. For all the shit I talk about MAGA, the thing you have to give MAGA is it is the greatest cult ever created. They took the fear of left-wing hippies, of vaccinations, the left-wing fear of big government and not being allowed to take your kid to whatever school you want, the homeschool people. They took the fears of the left-wing hippies. They took the anger of the Bernie Sanders supporters that were pissed that Bernie got fucked over in 2016 and 2020. And then they combined that with the already present fear, anger, and hatred rhetoric of the conservatives. And then they threw in religious evangelicalism as well on top of that. It is an all-inclusive cult. Like, you have to admit that MAGA as a whole is the most successful cult that has ever been created.
history. Consider the spectacle of January 6, 2021. Not the violence itself, though that was instructive enough, but the aftermath. Here were people who had live-streamed their own federal crimes, who had defecated in the halls of Congress, who had erected a gallows for the vice president, and who now insisted, with straight faces and teary eyes, that they were political prisoners and patriots.
Dude, and none of that is false. There's not a fucking thing that he said right there that was made up. There wasn't a lie in that.
They had watched their leader lose an election by 7 million votes, lose 60 court cases challenging that election, have his own appointed judges laugh his claims out of court, and yet they believed, truly believed, that he had won in a landslide. This is not political disagreement. This is not partisan passion. This is the complete abandonment of empirical reality in favor of whatever the dear leader proclaims to be true at any given moment.
Dude, Christopher Hitchens is based.
And what a leader they've chosen. A man who has been credibly accused of sexual assault by over 24 women, who has been found liable for rape in a court of law, who paid hush money to a porn star while his third wife was home with their newborn, who has declared bankruptcy 6 times, who tried to overthrow American democracy rather than admit defeat, who
once again, like, where's the lie? Where's the lie?
Continues to obstruct the release of the Epstein files, covering up the largest child trafficking ring in US history because his name is riddled throughout it. And yet his followers call him God's chosen instrument. The perverse...
Fuck. Like, I can't watch this. SOC says, but I would also say that Democrats are still playing things like a game as usual without recognizing this as a cult, which is problematic. They are looking at this as politics as usual. 100%. Like, we need to have Democratic leaders that are being accountable to specifically Schumer. He needs to know that this is not okay. And recently, obviously, Hakeem Jeffries told that Lawler dude to shut his mouth. And he also spoke out on something else, which got him called a house slave by a Republican. That's not racist at all. Yeah, and in SOC, if you watch my channel, you know that that's fucking 100% for me, is Democrats are often feckless, they're cowards, they want to sit on their hands, they don't want to do anything about, and I'm talking about politicians, Democrats constantly want their voters to do all the work. They want them to protest, they want them to speak out, they want them to, make content or bring them on for interviews, like, they want their voters to do all the work. They want to sit on their hands, and then they want to believe that voters that don't vote Democrat normally will see how crazy all this shit is and then come over and vote for them. And that's why I've said before, like, minorities 100% have a right to complain about what the Democratic Party has accomplished, right? Like, I do believe that Democrats have accomplished a lot of things as far as, moving us forward and progressing us towards progressivism, socialism, I believe in a socially democratic government, right? I believe that there must be democracy, but I believe that there should be safety nets. There should be social safety nets for people. Kind of what we have, right? But working more and more towards that. And so many things going on right now that we see from the Democratic Party are exactly what many minorities, whether they be African American or they end up being, Hispanic or LGBT, what they're seeing now, we're seeing as well, right? Like, if you're a white dude in the Democratic Party, now you're feeling what minorities have felt forever. Is like, wow, these people don't actually represent me. Wow, great. And this is it's a boiling point. Like, if they don't react to the fact that the pot is boiling and they don't do something about it, then it's lost. Then democracy is lost. Democrats, whether they're Schumer or AOC or Hakeem Jeffries or Bernie Sanders or Jasmine Crockett or Jamie Raskin or Katie Porter, whoever it is, they all have to wake the fuck up and realize that you're not going to win this by just being like, let's just let it blow over. Let it blow over. That shit ain't going to work.
Version of Christianity by the MAGA cult deserves its own special circle in Dante's imagination. Here is a movement that claims Jesus Christ as its lodestone while following a man who embodies every single deadly sin with the thoroughness of a performance artist. Pride. He puts his name in giant gold letters on everything he touches. Greed. He literally gold plates his toilets. Wrath. He threatens nuclear war on Twitter at 3 a.m.
Dude, tell me where the lie is. Tell me where the lie is in any of this.
Envy. He cannot bear that Obama had larger inauguration crowds. Gluttony. The man's diet consists entirely of McDonald's and well-done steak with ketchup. Sloth.
Not to mention, the actual definition of gluttony is fucking having way more than you need. The real definition of gluttony is hoarding resources that you don't need. And he does that to a T.
He spent a full quarter of his presidency on the golf course. Lust? Where shall we even begin? And yet evangelical leaders queue up to lay hands upon him and declare him anointed. They compare him to King David, to Cyrus, to any biblical figure who might excuse their wholesale abandonment of every principle they claim to hold sacred.
DJ, that bottle of scotch is calling to me too.
They sell their birthright not even for a mess of pottage, but for Supreme Court judges and the hollow promise that someone, somewhere, is suffering more than they are. The most revealing moment comes when you present a MAGA cultist with incontrovertible facts, show them the court documents, play them the recordings, present them with their leader's own words on video, contradicting whatever he said yesterday. Watch what happens. The eyes glaze, the jaw sets, and then comes the mantra, fake news.
Well, I was going to say too, a lot of the times it's not excuses, it's just anger. A lot of the times when the eyes glaze over, they just get mad. They just say, like, this is all wrong, and you're just like, you're one of these people, and you're just as bad as all of them. Like, how many times have you seen in my comments people say things like, I'm a paid shill? I can tell you guys, the only money I ever make off of these streams are generally through the Super Chats. I think I make $3 per stream. That's what I make. I literally make more money on my break at work, my 15-minute paid break, than I do in 3 hours of streaming. But I'm a paid shill. A paid shill. I don't know who it is. I don't remember when Soros, I would like Soros to get in contact with me because I would like to ask for a raise. They just get mad and they just accuse you of shit. Like when you present MAGA cultists with facts, when you present them with video evidence, it's fake news, it's conspiracy theory, and then it's anger. It's anger, and you're part of the whole woke mind virus and all that shit. Forget the fact that I sit up here and make fun of people for curbing people's language. Forget the fact that I sit up here and talk shit about Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer and say the same thing that y'all in the chat are saying about needing younger people and that the fucking Democrats are feckless. Forget the fact that I call out Bob Menendez. Forget the fact that I call out Eric Adams. Forget the fact that I call out fucking Democrats for bullshit all the time. Forget the fact that I criticize the president that I thought did a good job on some of his fucking his choices while in office, whether it be Joe Biden, Barack Obama. Forget the fact that all of that is true. I'm still just a shill that does not ever tell it like it is. I'm just part of the problem. I have the woke mind virus. I have Trump derangement syndrome. All of these things. Why? Because I presented you with facts that you can't deal with. I presented you with information that you can't process, that you can't stand. Because I told you that you said that the Epstein files were incredibly important and that people needed to be brought to justice and that the survivors deserve justice. And then when I showed you that your fucking cult leader is covering it up, whether it's for other Democrats or if it's for Republicans or for celebrities or whoever the fuck, what do? You get mad and you accuse me of being the shill. That's what you do. Thank you for the $2. The 7 deadly sins are all just about selfishness? Sounds true. Allegedly. Good job, Robert. Always got to keep me on the allegedly.
Deep state, Trump derangement syndrome. But what about Hunter Biden's laptop? This is not the response of a political movement. This is the response of a Scientologist asked about Xenu, of a Branch Davidian asked about David Koresh, of any cultist asked to examine the obvious lies of their chosen prophet. The abandonment of fact has become so complete that MAGA adherents now inhabit an entirely parallel reality. In their universe, vaccines are killing millions. The 2020 election was stolen by Italian satellites and Venezuelan voting machines. Public schools are performing gender reassignment surgeries during recess, and a global cabal of pedophile Democrats drinks the blood of children in pizza restaurant basements. QAnon, that fever dream of fascist fantasy, wasn't an aberration of MAGA, it was its logical conclusion. But perhaps the most cult-like aspect of MAGA is the absolute nature of its loyalty test. You cannot be 90% MAGA. You cannot agree with most of it but have some reservations. The moment you express the slightest doubt about the leader, as Mike Pence learned, as Liz Cheney learned, as anyone who has ever worked for Trump eventually learns, you become the enemy.
And that's important, the way he said that, because people will go, no, there's people on the right that had called him out for that shit. Yeah, those people are not MAGA cultists. I continue to point out to people that there is a difference between libertarians, conservatives, and MAGA Republicans. Look, do I like Mike Pence? No. Does Mike Pence in any way represent the values that I believe in? For the most part, no. I'm sure there's some things that we agree on. But for the most part, no. But is he a MAGA cultist? It turns out he's not. Fucking weirdly enough. Weirdly enough. Liz Cheney's father is a war hawk, a terrible human being, and a guy who most likely was truly the actual person behind the invasion of Iraq, and that's no excuse for George Bush Jr. But was Liz Cheney part of the MAGA cult? Fucking turns out no. Turns out no. But you know who are? All of these people that go, well, I was mad that they didn't, I was mad that they didn't release the Epstein files. And you're like, oh yeah, so you're mad at Trump? Well, it's not Trump's fault. Oh, see, no, you are part of the MAGA cult. Well, we were mad at him about that, the Air Force facility in Qatar. Oh, how long were you mad at him about that? Are you going to not ever vote for him? Are you going to call him out on him? Are you going to fucking disown him or disavow him? Well, no. I'm going to be mad for about a week. And I'm going to forget about it. You're part of the cult. Like that, like all of these people that tell you, like, dude, I stand up against this shit. I call it out. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because you don't give a fuck about the Epstein files. Because you don't want to believe that Donald Trump's in those Epstein files. You will spend all fucking day coming up for excuses for Donald Trump for why he hasn't released those Epstein files. You'll go, why hasn't Biden done it? Why didn't this person do it? Well, did those people even actually get assaulted? One of those fucking MAGA cult members thinks that Ghislaine Maxwell should be freed. And Donald Trump probably does as well.
Become a rhino, a traitor, a member of the deep state conspiracy. Watch how they turned on Pence, a man so fundamentalist he won't dine alone with a woman not his wife, the instant he refused to overturn the Constitution for Trump. 4 years of absolute servility counted for nothing.
Right?
One moment
Crazy.
of choosing democracy over the dear leader, and the mob literally erected a gallows for him. This is the binary world of the cult. You are either with the leader completely, or you are the enemy completely. There is no middle ground, no room for nuance, no space for questioning. The leader is infallible, even when he contradicts himself within the same sentence. The leader is strong, even when he whines like a toddler denied candy. The leader is a genius, even when he suggests injecting bleach to cure COVID. The MAGA movement has also...
Hold on.
And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do, either through the skin or in some other way. Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
perfected that classic cult technique, isolation from outside information sources. Don't trust the media, they're told. Don't trust the scientists. Don't trust the doctors. Don't trust the teachers. Don't trust anyone but me and the people who agree with me. They've created an entire alternate media ecosystem. Fox, Newsmax, OAN, 1,000...
And here's the thing. I saw Andrew Callahan talking to... it was Andrew Callahan versus 20 conspiracy theorists, right? On Jubilee or whatever. And he said the thing that I've been saying forever and more people need to say. And I know a lot of people don't say this because they're afraid that they'll be labeled as one of these people as well. Guess what? You probably are one of them. Media in this country, specifically after the 84 Fairness Doctrine was tossed out the window, as many things were during Reagan, right? Since that time, it's always been if it leads, it bleeds. But since that time, since the monetization of news became entertainment, people were right to say we can no longer trust news media because all news media does is divide people. It wants to give money or get money from your fear, from your anger, from your hate, and And that was right. They were so correct. Like, yes, we all agree on that. Our news media is failing us. And then they turned around and they were like, yeah, Tim Pool. Here's a video from Tim Pool. Oh, do you know that Tim Pool was receiving hundreds of thousands of dollars from RT, Russia Today, Tenet Media? Like, so you know that happened, right? Well, no, he didn't really know. He doesn't even really deny it. He says that he had a contract with somebody. Maybe it was Tenet Media. He was just getting money, hundreds of thousands of dollars. He doesn't know where it's coming from. He never asked questions. That's not sus to you? The person that was literally just mad about news media, about mainstream media, somebody like that doesn't concern you at all. Okay, so then you weren't concerned about it at all. You were concerned that the media that was feeding people stuff was not feeding you the facts that you wanted, the narrative that you wanted. Not to mention Dave Rubin, Benny Johnson, I think it's Lawrence Southern as well. All of those people were implicated in that investigation. Why was it dropped? Because Donald Trump became the president of the United States, and Donald Trump knows not to hold those people accountable because they'll speak well about him, right? Like, Andrew Callahan said that. He said, well, if you're worried about news media, then you should also be worried about alternative news media, because every one of these people are incentivized to say to you what you want to hear, and they're incentivized to continue audience capture with you, because if they don't, they lose their job. They don't have any money anymore. One of the greatest examples was the guy that was on 4chan that helped to spread the rumors about Hillary Clinton, that was part of Anonymous. And he said, or no, I'm sorry, he wasn't actually part of Anonymous. He was a content creator. And he was one of the people that was spreading the Hillary Clinton stuff, and he got involved in QAnon. He started a YouTube channel about QAnon. He used to give updates on Q and how all these things are going to happen. And then one day he was in a Discord with all these other Q content creators from 4chan, and they were joking about the fact that, like, oh, it turns out like Q's not going to be real, like, you know, like it's fine, we can still like make up all this content. And he didn't feel good about it, and he came out and he said, hey, you know, I have to tell you the truth. It seems like Q's not real. It seems like we've all been led astray, not just you guys, but me as well. And from now on, we're going to embrace content where we look into this stuff. And people fucking fled his channel. They called him an FBI shill. They said that he was an informant, because they're mentally ill people. MAGA is a mental illness. Conspiracy theory is mental illness. And I'm not talking about joking around and having fun conversations about whether or not the aliens built pyramids. I'm not talking about Lemurians. I'm talking about MAGA conspiracy theory. When you cannot have a conversation with another person without getting obscenely upset because they won't agree that the election was stolen in 2020. When you lose your shit because someone won't agree with your conspiracy theory, you're mentally ill. Because I can have fucking fun conversations with people. One of the AI3 Atlas thing, when people were like, it's a spaceship, I'm totally cool with being like, maybe it is, fuck, I don't know, but it probably isn't. When I say it probably isn't, if you lose your shit, you're mentally ill. You need help. And these people want alternative media to be everything that they claimed news media was. Thank you for the $2. Angertainment. Exactly. Angertainment. Russia is going to nuke us. Probably one day.
Podcasts and YouTube channels,
At one
all
point.
reinforcing the same message. Everyone is lying to you except us. And like all cults, MAGA preys on legitimate grievances and real pain, the factory jobs that aren't coming back, the opioid crisis that's killing their children, the changing demographics that make them feel like strangers in their own towns. These are real issues deserving real solutions. But instead of solutions, the cult offers them enemies, the immigrants, the liberals, the woke mob, the globalists, and we all know what that particular dog whistle means. The genius of Trump, if we can call it that, is that he understood something fundamental about human nature. People would rather feel special than be informed. They would rather be told they're victims of a vast conspiracy than admit they've been left behind by economic forces beyond anyone's complete control. They would rather blame their problems on Mexican farm workers than on the billionaires who've captured our government. And so he tells them they're special, they're real Americans, they're patriots. They alone understand what's really happening. Everyone else is either a fool or a conspirator. It's the same psychology that draws people to flat earth theories and anti-vaccine movements. The intoxicating feeling of being one of the elect,
Yep.
one of the few who truly sees. The damage this cult has done to American Christianity.
The Epstein files are a perfect example of that. Once it became pretty apparent that Democrats were pushing for the Epstein files to be released and Republicans wouldn't, all of these people lost steam for this because they want Democrats to be held accountable. They want to feel like they're right. They want to be like, I knew this whole time the left was filled with child traffickers, horrible people that are drinking the blood of children in the bottom of pizza parlors. And when that was no longer seeming to be the truth, they didn't abandon the Epstein files because they know better than to do that, because they know exactly how much of hypocrites they would look like. But instead, they became less concerned. Less concerned. You had 3IA Atlas is some weird shit. Dude, you want to know how weird the alien thing has become? You want to know how bad conspiracy theories can become? I love to talk about aliens. I love I believe that extraterrestrials exist. I believe statistically it has to be possible. There's absolutely no way we're the only beings in the universe. To me, that's insane. And I love talking about it, right? But I made that video where I talked about Burchett, the Republican, talking about the aliens being in the ocean. And I literally said during that video, I said, the right has made everything that was fun not fun. And now, instead of being like, dude, it would be crazy if 3i Atlas was a spaceship, people are like, it is. And you're like, I don't know that it is. You don't either. But it would be crazy if it was. They're like, dude, fuck you, man. You're a piece of shit. You don't have your eyes open. Wake up, bro. Wake up, sheeple. That's why you dims. And it's always that. That's why you dims. Like, the right has absconded with conspiracy theory and belief in aliens, and they've made it caustic. And isn't that funny? Because it's the very thing that they claim that the left was going to do with cancel culture. And I'm not even saying that the left is at all innocent. There's certain things as well with the left that they did, in fact, make toxic and caustic to touch. But the right complained about that endlessly, and they've taken every conspiracy theory, every idea of aliens, and they've just fucking grasped it and pulled it into themselves and ran away with it like a spoiled fucking child. And they're like, you can't have this. This is mine. It's fucking insane.
May be irreversible. How can any serious Christian leader speak of truth when they've endorsed the most prolific liar in American political history?
100%.
How can they preach about the sanctity of marriage when they've backed a serial adulterer? How can they claim to care for the least of these when they've supported policies that tear children from their parents' arms at the border? They've traded the sermon
And even the Pope is calling you out for that. That's
on
crazy.
the Mount for a red hat. They've exchanged blessed are the peacemakers for they spit, we hit. They've replaced love thy neighbor with build the wall. Christ warned that many would come in his name and he would tell them, I never knew you. If he returned today, the MAGA Christians would be first in line to crucify him again for his radical socialist agenda of feeding the poor and healing the sick without checking their insurance status. But here's the truly terrifying part. Cults don't simply dissolve when the leader falls. When prophecies fail, true believers don't abandon the faith. They double down. They create elaborate explanations for why the failure was actually part of the plan. When Trump lost in 2020, did his followers accept defeat? No. They created an entire mythology about a stolen election. When he was indicted, did they question their support? No, they sent him hundreds of millions of dollars and bought mugshot t-shirts. This is the danger we face. Millions of Americans so thoroughly indoctrinated that they cannot distinguish between reality and fantasy, between democracy and authoritarianism, between Christ and Antichrist. They've been programmed to see any opposition as existential threat, any compromise as betrayal, any fact that contradicts their worldview as conspiracy. Deprogramming cultists is notoriously difficult. It requires patience, empathy, and careful extraction from the information bubble that sustains the...
Okay, so I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm going to need one of you guys to do this, okay? And one of you guys are going to have to do this because it's not going to be me. I'm here to mock and make fun of. I can't do careful extraction. Speaking of careful extraction, John Hudson, calm down. The aliens are just looking for a few good probes. Well, I'll tell you this, John. All right, we got John and John, okay, in the chat. Mr. John Hudson, let me tell you this. Those Republicans will probably be lining up to get those probes going. It's just for science. It's just for science. It's not gay. It's not gay.
Delusion. But how do you deprogram half a political party? How do you break the spell when the cult leader has a major news network amplifying his every word? When social media algorithms feed the faithful exactly what they want to hear? When millions of Americans have made their cult membership their entire identity?
It almost is like normal Americans should just leave. I know that sounds crazy, but it's almost like normal Americans should just leave and just let these people eat each other. Have you ever seen a couple conspiracy theorists get together? It always starts out pretty well. Like, it's like, you know, they agree on certain things that are like actually true. Like, they'll be like, yeah, bro, like, it's fucking crazy that like we had Nazis in the government. And they're like, yeah, dude, Operation Paperclip, bro. Like, yeah, fucking, that is crazy. Like, the fucking, like, he's like the head of NASA, dude. Like, we brought in Nazis, dude. That's crazy. And they're fucking like on, right? But then one of them disagrees with the other on something. Just like even slightly. Like, yeah, like fucking, you know, like when the aliens came down, you know, they left a red probe. It wasn't red, bro. What do you mean it wasn't? Yeah, it was red. No, it wasn't red. It was purple. Like, okay. Oh, yeah, you're a fucking idiot. I knew, like, talking to you was a fucking waste of my time. Like, they eat each other. They do. They eat each other. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like the best thing to fucking do is, like, all normal-ass Americans just leave for, like, I don't know, 3 years. 36 months. I think that's enough time. And we just come back to the Lord of Flies, like, craziness that's going on here and just fucking just, like, raid the whole fucking place. Just raid it like cockroaches. Just fucking, you know, I don't know. You could even just set out cheeseburgers. They probably just finish it themselves. But that's what it feels like.
The answer, I fear, is that you cannot. The cult will have to burn itself out, will have to face a disappointment so profound that even the most elaborate rationalization cannot explain it away. But until that day comes, and it may not come soon, we are left with the terrifying reality that one of our two major political parties is not a political party at all, but rather the political arm of a malignant cult of personality, immune to fact, reason, or shame. The rest of us can only watch and vote and hope that democracy proves stronger than delusion. But history offers precious little comfort on that score. The ruins of democracies that fell to demagogues litter the past like gravestones, each one inscribed with the same epitaph: "It can't happen here."
Yep. Dope video. Dope video. I really wish Christopher Hitchens was here still, man. This video, I saw DJ ask for the name of this video. This video is the greatest roast of MAGA ever made, featuring Christopher Hitchens. Here is the, there's the link for it right there. God damn it. There you go. Fucking bots on Twitch. Always on Twitch, man. Always trying to give me more viewers. I don't need more viewers, bot. I need real viewers. Real viewers, bot. So yeah, Christopher Hitchens, dope, great channel. You should check it out. He's got 52K subscribers now, and we looked at that one earlier too. You guys should check that one out. Huey Lee in the News. That was a good one too, and I linked that one in the channel as well. So you guys should check it out. So, all right, so here we are, guys. It's that time. Okay, the best part of the show. The best part of the show, guys, all right? Where we get away from all the toxicity that is happening in this country right now, and we just have a good laugh. That's what we do. So I hope you guys are ready for this. And if you guys want to see these, or you missed these, and you don't get to see them at the end of the show, because my shows are very, very long, you can always sub to the Angry Ginger Funny Clips channel. And that's where I'm going to post all these videos, because people get mad. They come in, they're like, you're not talking about politics. Don't you know things are bad? You need to be fighting 24/7. You need to never, ever be doing anything but fighting. And I'm like, yeah, I can't. I fight a lot. I'm doing the Lord's work, man. Fighting as much as I can. But you got to have balance. You got to have balance, guys. So I like to end my show the same way I've been ending it lately, and that's what we got some funny videos right here for everybody to watch. And I hope you guys get a good laugh out of this, and I hope it's a little something extra for you that's going on. This is Funny 2743. I'm sure it's a bot channel, but yeah, you guys ready for this? Here we go. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, we do have sound. I got to make sure we have sound, because that looks like it needed sound. Hold on. Dude. You know why that's funny? Because that kid was trying to be a little shithead. All right? That kid tried to give that fucking cat like a ninja kick. All right? That's not racist because they're Asian. All right? I'm just saying that was a ninja kick. My kid's in Kuxulwan. I know what a ninja kid is. A kick. Oh, fuck! Yeah! Oh! Oh, dude. Why they gotta do my ginger cat like that, man? Why they gotta do my ginger cat like that? This is the society we live in, too, man. Like, why help the cat? Go get your phone. Oh, man, that is amazing. That poor cat, man. Oh, poor cat. Oh! Oh, shit, that was an animal. Dude, oh, hold on, dude. Oh, shit! It comes running out. Watch. Boom! Oh! Oh! Dude! How does that even happen? Holy shit. Bam! Oh! Oh, I've seen this one. Aw, poor kitty was stranded. Oh! I don't know why that was necessary. Hold on, I need that one more time. I need that one more time. I kind of feel like that cat has seizures, and I feel bad for laughing at it.
Are you stuck?
Hold on, I want to see that one again.
Are you stuck? Are you stuck?
Oh, shit. Oh. Oh. Oh, mistakes were made. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here for this. Thank you for staying and watching with me. I love you guys. I just want you guys to know that. Alright, guys. Well, good times. Look at that. I'm ending my show right at 8 o'clock. I'm so good at this. I'm a fucking professional. I just want you guys to know that. Thank you to everybody that joined the channel tonight. Thank you to everybody that super chatted tonight. I made more money than I normally do on my break. So boom, there we go. Tonight, you guys proved me wrong. You guys helped me make more money on my stream than I do on my 15-minute break at work. Congratulations, guys. All right, guys. Next show is tomorrow. I'm back on this space because I will be here tomorrow. I got no birthday parties to go to, no football games to watch. So I will be on stream tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific. I will try to stream this stream on this channel. If you want to come see me over on this space at thisspace.tv, I also stream on there, and it's a fun time. So if you guys want to come check me out over there, come check me out over there. And if you want to hang out here in my chat, you can hang out here in my chat as well. 5 o'clock Pacific tomorrow. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. If you do get a chance, please sub to the Angry Ginger Funny Clips. Angry Ginger Funny Live Clips channel or the Angry Ginger Live Clips channel, as it really helps me out to get the videos out. I think I have like 65 subscribers right now on the Angry Ginger Funny Live Clips channel. So every one of you that can help me out by going to that and clicking that helps me get closer and closer to getting those videos out to people too and spreading some funny shit. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Yeah, let's not talk about the Eagles dragging ass right now. Alan, I can't finish my night like that. I can't talk about the Eagles. We need to ship that offensive coordinator to fucking, I don't know, Saudi Arabia or some shit like that. I don't know. He needs to go somewhere else that's not Philadelphia. All right, guys. I can't talk about this. I love you guys. Watch that vid I sent you on Discord. I will. I love you guys.